Welcome to the FCS Championship, just north of Dallas, Texas, in Frisco on this Monday night. The slot where for the last many years we crowned a college football playoff champion. Tonight the spotlight is on the FCS. What a matchup we have. Number 1 undefeated Montana State, number 2 North Dakota State. They've been a power at this level for many years. We're just moments away from a championship game. First, let's toss it to the PA announcer here, Chris Bucambuso.
Fans, welcome to the 2025 Division I Football Championship. As we honor our great nation and the men and women serving our country at home and overseas, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats to honor America for the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Pride of the West and the Gold Star Marching Bands.
What a cool scene. Welcome inside the booth here in Frisco, everybody. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Bonatoni is with us as well. We are so excited for this game. I mean, it's a really cool scene. I think it's a matchup that so many fans of FCS football wanted to see, Brock. Some of the best players in the game, guys who are going to play in the NFL sooner rather than later. Tonight, they're playing for a championship.
Well, and that's what makes it so exciting. And what else could you want? You have number 1 versus number 2, the 15-0 undefeated Montana State Bobcats, trying to take down the dynasty, the North Dakota State Bison, that have won 9 national titles going all the way back to 2011. It's going to be a phenomenal matchup. 2 teams that absolutely deserve to be here, and they're led by 2 outstanding quarterbacks.
Yeah, probably the 2 best quarterbacks in the country, maybe the 2 best players in the country. And we'll start with Montana State and their legendary quarterback, Tommy Mellott. It was on this field, same matchup 3 years ago, where as a freshman, Tommy's legend was born. He led the Bobcats to this game, and then on like the 5th play of the game, he turned his ankle. He tried, he couldn't get back in, and it's almost, Brock, like since that moment, everything for Tommy Mellott and Montana State has built to this night tonight.
That's exactly right. It's been a redemption tour, and when you talk to Tommy Mellott, he said this is the team that he wanted in this moment. But over the last 3 years, he's been nothing short of exceptional. Over 5,000 career passing yards, 3,000 career rushing yards, and he is certainly the heartbeat of this Montana State Bobcat football team. And just a couple nights ago, he took home the Walter Payton Award for the year, which goes to the premier offensive player of the year at the FCS level, and he certainly deserved it.
First Bobcat in history to win that award, and he's not alone for Montana State. They got a lot of stars on both sides of the ball.
They do, and defensively it starts with Brody Grebe, the 3-time All-American from Melstone, Montana. He has to affect the football game, and then you have 2,000-yard backs in Scott Trey Humphrey and Adam Jones, who have been absolutely outstanding. This is the 2nd best rushing rushing attack at the FCS level, going over 300 yards per contest.
And speaking of full circle, the last time the Bison won the FCS championship, it was in that game 3 years ago against Montana State. And just a freshman, he was a different player back then, but Cam Miller was the quarterback for that championship team.
That's right, Flem. He was certainly more of a game manager back in that first national title, but then he leads the Bison back as a sophomore for a runner-up finish. And now he's back at the national title for a third time in his storied Bison career. He's a multi-time All-American, just an exceptional football player, and he's definitely the leader of this North Dakota State squad. And you see there the Walter Payton Award runner-up. So once again, we do have the two best offensive players at the FCS level dueling it out tonight.
And just like with Montana State, there are stars for the Bison all over the place.
Yeah, and it starts with wide receiver Bryce Lance. He's been exceptional this season, just shy of 1,000 yards. He's got big playability all over him. 3 touchdowns in the semifinal against South Dakota State. And then Eli Mostart. You better know where he is, because that defensive tackle can wreck a game in a hurry.
Almost ready to go live on the field with the head coach of the Bobcats, the undefeated Montana State team. Here's Stormy.
Coach Vegan, the energy certainly building here in the building right now. This is the moment you and your team have been working all season for. What did you finally tell them before they head out on the field?
Well, just think about this long journey, all the hard work, all the ups and downs. And just the story ends tonight. There's only one way for it to end.
Your defense is out here first. What do you need to see from them right from the jump?
Well, just getting off, stopping the run, defending the pass as well as we can, and bend but don't break.
Good luck today.
Thanks.
Thank you, Stormy. Thanks, Brent Vegan, the head coach of the Bobcats, who, of course, played at North Dakota State, coached there for many years. There's so many ties now between these two programs. And we are almost ready to go. Sold out crowd, chilly but beautiful night in Texas. The two best teams in FCS, championship on the line. And here we go. Montana State won the toss. They deferred. So the kickoff into the end zone for a touchback, and it means that North Dakota State, Brock, and Cam Miller making his 54th consecutive start. They'll have the ball first.
54 start, third national title experience, two-time All-American, runner-up to the Walter Payton Award, was the Offensive Player of the Year in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. He's done it all in his career as a Bison. Can he get one more tonight?
And listen to how loud it is already inside this stadium. A handoff run play, first play from scrimmage, and a nice gain. That's Marty Brown, Shamar Brown, who won the Jerry Rice Award for the top freshman player at the FCS level. Had a great first year.
Yeah, he really did. He's a very physical downhill runner for the Bison. You see there, Jerry Rice Award winner, which is a very prestigious award. When you go through the list of the Jerry Rice Award winners over the years, very impressive. Some NFL Hall of Famers on that list.
Gain of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4. And the Bison going to throw it for the first time, and the first completion of the game out to Braylon Henderson. And that'll be a first down for North Dakota State. Nobody has played more games in the history of this storied program than #1 Braylon Henderson.
No, and he's been excellent for Cam Miller and this Bison offense. A lot of trust between this quarterback and wide receiver, and what a special night for Braylon Henderson playing this national title game here in Frisco, Texas. He grew up about 20 miles away in Plano.
Can you believe it's his 73rd career game? That's a lot of games.
Unheard of.
So first down, and now Miller looked like a design quarterback run, and it was well blocked. That was a good tackle by Rylan Ort to save a much bigger gain. It ended up getting 4 yards for the Bison.
Well, and you can see the brand of football that North Dakota State, they want to play. They're one of the most physical teams in the country, and they've been doing this for a decade plus. The question tonight is Montana State in that defensive front seven, can they match the physicality? This is something that Brent Vegan and his ball club, they've been building towards the last 4 seasons.
When they met here 3 years ago, North Dakota State ran for 380 yards on their way to a championship. A nice delivery from Miller and into Montana State territory. That's another North Dakota State first down, gain of 14.
Yeah, great throw and catch into the zone defense, but it all starts with great protection by the offensive line. You're going to see here Bryce Lance on the outside just working a basic in cut, and you see the soft zone coverage by the Bobcats. That's something that Cam Miller is going to take advantage of all night. And there's the clean pocket for the quarterback to throw out of.
Bryce, whose older brother, of course, you know, is one of the legends at North Dakota State, led the Bison to a national championship, now in the NFL. Trey Lance. And Bryce has had a huge year. 16 touchdowns to lead the country. Good play fake. Miller, though, open field tackle. That's Rylan Ort once again, and only a yard for the Bison.
Yeah, that's an excellent tackle by strong safety Rylan Ort. Former walk-on who's now a captain, one of the leaders of this Bobcat defense. He is very comfortable playing in the box around the line of scrimmage. You see how good of a tackler he is on that last play.
By the numbers, Montana State's defense, maybe not as heralded as their offense, but by the numbers, they were the best defensive crew in FCS football this year. First drive of the game. North Dakota State into Montana State territory. A play fake on second down, all kinds of time. Miller over the top and caught a diving catch along the sidelines. That's Rajon Nelson.
It's a great throw and catch by the Bison. Montana State elects to bring nickel pressure, which creates a man-to-man situation outside. And Nelson does a phenomenal job of winning on the sail route. And right now, Cam Miller, he's fully in control and in rhythm early in this football game.
Brown in the backfield, first down inside the 20. Just barely. Brown gets it, straight ahead run. And down to the 15-yard line. Big Paul Brock makes a tackle, but a gain of 5.
You know, and when we talked to the North Dakota State coaching staff, they kind of gave us a hint that they felt like they truly would be able to control the line of scrimmage. They thought their physicality was superior. And right now, early on in this football game, they're certainly showing that. Montana State, they have to find a way on first and second down to get North Dakota State out of rhythm.
Saw a quick glimpse of the first-year head coach Tim Polasek trying to lead North Dakota State to another national championship on second down and 5. Brown gets it again, right side run, and tackled short, not by much. McCade O'Reilly with the tackle, but a gain of 4.
And you see the command that Cam Miller has at the line of scrimmage. He audibled that play. He saw something within the Montana State defense. He wanted to check a play. And there's his head coach, Tim Polasek. First season here at the helm. Longtime assistant, won 5 national titles with the Bison as an offensive assistant.
And he does trust his quarterback. First third down of this first drive of the game. Third and 1. Miller's gonna run, and it's wide open in front of him. Cam Miller spun down inside the 5. Ort with another tackle, but it'll be first and goal.
And he gets a great block by running back TK Marshall. This is the +1 running game that you get with a true dual threat quarterback. When you can use your tailback in the blocking scheme, the numbers are in favor of the offense, something that the Bison have done very well in this playoff run.
10th play of the drive. Miller keeps it. It takes a big hit as he's decked at about the 3. Neil Daly led the way from his linebacker spot. That one might have stung. Turning into a very long drive to start this game. 6 minutes off the clock and the 11th play of the drive. Saw their offensive coordinator Jake Landry, also his first year in Fargo. Miller with Brown in an I formation, the fullback in front. Brown gets it. Brown will get tackled short.
It's a really good tackle by Neil Daly. Coming in from his outside linebacker position, does a great job of scraping over the top and getting into the backfield. Someone who's had a great second half to the year for the Bobcats, filling in for some injuries.
This is going to end up being a 7-minute game opening drive. One way or the other for North Dakota State.
Well, and when you have the Walter Payton Award winner on the other sideline, these are the drives that you want to put together. If you can string together first downs and control the clock and keep Tommy Malott on the sideline, that's a huge deal.
Third and goal. Miller is going to run it left. Cam Miller dives, and he got there. Touchdown. His helmet came flying off, but a touchdown North Dakota State. What an opening drive in this championship game. And hopefully Cam Miller's all right. The headband's off, the helmet came flying off, but he made it in.
Just a great start to the game for North Dakota State. Wermeyer right there on the edge. 46 does a great job of setting the edge. You see 28 Marshall lead blocking for his quarterback. And what an individual effort by Cam Miller going up and over for the first score of the game.
12 plays, 75 yards, more than 7 minutes. Extra point up and good. The Bison couldn't have drawn it up any better than that. So Cam Miller and company, they won a title here 3 years ago on this field, trying to do it again. And a great start, a long touchdown drive. It's 7-0 Bison.
You know, it's been one hell of a ride, but I got news for you. I'm not in the business of hoping. Let's not be hoping we're going to get it done. You either do or you don't. And there's 5 or 6 plays out there for us. You either make them or you don't, and I'm betting on the Bison today. It's been an unbelievable ride. Let's finish writing this story. It's going to be a hell of a chapter in Bison championship culture. Let's go get one. Let's get up.
I think it's fair to say the speech worked.
Yeah, what an opening drive for the Bison. But how about that energy coming out of Tim Polasek, finally getting the opportunity to come back to North Dakota State and be the head coach, a place where he's been an assistant and part of 5 national titles. Great start for the Bison.
Touchback, so Montana State's offense had to sit on the sidelines for a long time. The clock never stopped during that opening drive. Never, not one time. So Tommy Malot's been itching, I'm sure, to get on the field.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's a huge piece of the game plan for the Bison. But you see the career for Tommy Malott, nearly 6,000 passing yards, well over 3,000 rushing, just won the Walter Payton Award. He's done everything you possibly can at the FCS level as a college quarterback. There's just one thing that's evaded him, and that's winning a national title, and here's his opportunity.
Bobcats haven't won one in 40 years, trying to break that tonight. But down 7-0, Malott is going to hand the ball off. Humphrey, left side run. Scott Trey Humphrey, who has not been healthy down the stretch. A very talented running back, gets a couple yards.
Yeah, very talented, just a sophomore, but averaging over 7 yards per carry on the season. Definitely a bell cow, more of a downhill physical thumper. And then he's got his counterpart in Adam Jones, who also went over 1,000 yards on the season.
So they actually gave him, I think, close to 3 yards. 2nd and 7 for Montana State on their opening drive of this championship game. This time a right side run. Humphrey out to the 30, tackled there right away. And North Dakota State only had 1 third down on that opening drive. Right away, Montana State faces what feels like a pretty big one early in the game.
Well, it's a huge piece of the game, because if you have an offense that's able to sustain drives, run the football, control the line of scrimmage, you're ultimately going to control the clock, and that's what Montana State wants to do. So you're right, Flem. This is somewhat of a gotta have it here early in the first quarter.
This is where Malott is so hard to stop with his ability to scramble and throw. Third and 5. Pocket starting to collapse. There he goes. Malott bounces it left side, cuts it in, and walks out of bounds near midfield. So the first down of the game for Montana State. The wide receiver, Lanyata Alexander, made a really good block.
Yeah, and that's what makes Tommy Malott so special. There's nowhere to go with the football down the field. The secondary does a phenomenal job, but he can make you pay with his legs. It's 3rd and 5. You get the sense as a defense, there's great coverage. We're getting ready to get off the field. Not so quick. With Tommy Malott at quarterback, if you don't corral him in the pocket, he's going to make you pay like you just saw.
He's a legit big-time athlete. He's grown over the years as a pure quarterback. But Tommy Malott is an elite athlete at that position. Handoff on 1st down, and a nice run from the freshman Adam Jones into North Dakota State territory.
And I want to talk more about Tommy Malott using his legs. This is in the semifinal versus South Dakota. This is a 3rd down play as well, like you just saw. He goes through his progression very quick because he knows how dangerous he is with his legs. He has elite legit track speed, and he can make you pay. You see all the missed tackles that he can make you miss. So once again, if you don't stay disciplined in your rush lanes and keep that gap integrity and keep him inside the pocket, he's going to make you pay.
And the running has increased in frequency as the years gone on. These big games, they kind of take the reins off Tommy Mellott. Second down, play fake. Mellott going deep down the right sideline and incomplete. Trying to back shoulder throw to Ryan King. Incomplete. It'll be third down.
Pretty good coverage down the field that time by Shepard. Tommy Mellott, recognizing man-to-man coverage, wants to take a shot down the field. Looks like the football was slightly underthrown. I think he was just trying to work a back shoulder pass, but great coverage by the Bison.
So take a moment and appreciate 5:06 on the clock. That's the first time the clock has stopped in this game.
We're in the middle of the second possession if you're just now tuning in. It's been complete ball control by North Dakota State. And here you have the Bobcats marching in their own drive.
You got Taco Dowler, wide receiver and a playmaker in the backfield. They fake it to him, throw a screen, and then the ball comes out. North Dakota State has it. Shepard recovers after a completion and a fumble. It's a turnover here in the first quarter.
I don't know if the receiver ever had possession there.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Okay.
It's fourth down.
All right, so
it's a good call.
Real time, it was close. The punt team's going to come out. That was Rohan Jones, the tight end. We do have Matt Austin, our rules expert, with us tonight. And Matt, I don't know if you have a good look at this one. Do you agree with the call on the field incompletion?
Yeah, Dave, I do. I agree with Brock. He caught the ball. He made a quick turn. He was hit immediately. The ball came out. He had firm control, but he just did not satisfy the time factor. So that's a good incomplete pass call.
But it is so it's not a thank you, Matt. It is a stop. It's not a turnover, and a good punt will pin North Dakota State inside their own 10. But the Bison have scored a touchdown. They've gotten a stop on defense. They get the ball back when we come back. Back here in Frisco, Texas, not easy for North Dakota State to get back in this FCS championship game. They had to take down the two-time defending national champions, their rivals, South Dakota State, in the semifinal. They did get to play the game at home. Bryce Lance, wide receiver, had an amazing game. Not one, not two, 3 touchdown catches. And Brock, the third one in the final minutes in a tie game is about as good as it gets in a championship kind of setting.
That's exactly right. That's history right there. Against your rival in the semifinal to send your team to the national title. It doesn't get any better than that. And the legend of Bryce Lance is just beginning up in Fargo.
Yeah, because it's amazing. At the beginning of the year, they were not expecting him to be a huge part of this offense, and all he did was lead the country in touchdown catches. Huge growth from Bryce Lance as the year went on. Montana State's defense was on the field for a long time that first drive of the game. Handoff on first down and a straight ahead power run for Marty Brown. Gain of 4. So far, game plan exactly to form for the Bison. 12 plays, 75 yards, over 7 minutes off the clock. Bobcats had it for just under 3.
Yeah, and this is the blueprint that the Bison have played with for 15 years. They control the clock on offense. They're efficient in the pass game. They only have 6 turnovers on the year, so they protect the ball and they play great defense. This is the blueprint that they wanted coming into tonight.
Marika Penu in the backfield with Miller, who's going to run it right side. Bounces it to the corner, and Cam Miller just not quite the same kind of speed as Mellott. It's a good run, but couldn't get all the way around the corner. Rylan Ord has been everywhere in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a great tackle by Ord, but Cam Miller, you can see the game plan. It's all things number 7. He's a perfect 3 for 3 on the game. In the pass game, he's already rushed 6 times for 20 yards. They're going to put the ball in the senior quarterback's hands and let him carry the team tonight.
Big play in the first quarter. 3rd and 4. Miller changing the play at the line of scrimmage, or at least getting everybody organized. He's going to go deep to Lance and knocked away. Here comes a penalty flag. Well, the ball got knocked away by Andrew Powdrell, but a flag came in.
Yeah, Powdrell, his left arm was draped over the wide receiver.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And this is great recognition by Cam Miller. Bryce Lance at 6'3", he has a big-time advantage on Powdrell at 5'10", and you see the left hand restricting Lance from coming back and making a play on the football. Really good call by the officials on third down.
The guy who had the monster semifinal game targeting him there, he's tough to guard. The penalty makes it 1st and 10, just shy of the 30-yard line. For North Dakota State, the drive continues. Miller under center is going to hand it off. No. Penalty flag thrown.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So that's the first penalty of the game against the Bison.
Please reset the game clock to 3:24.
One of those big dudes up front, Griffin Empey, they average on the offensive lineman. This is FCS football. They average 6'5", 304.
Yeah, it's certainly a big front, but it fits the personality that this football team plays with. They want to be physical and control the line of scrimmage, and right now that's exactly what the Bison are doing.
1st and 15. They'll hand it off right side, and just not a whole lot there, although tough finish to the run by Brown. Brody Grebe in on the tackle, the leader on the defensive side for the Bobcats.
Yeah, and that was all set up by middle linebacker McCade O'Reilly. Did a great job of shooting through a gap from his middle linebacker position. And then Grebe there to clean up the play for the Bobcats.
Now, Montana State's defensive ends are both very good. They're productive. They are at a size disadvantage.
Yeah, and you talk about Brody Grebe. I mean, he's a 3-time All-American on the edge, and right now you have Hunter Parsons out there opposite of Grebe. Very talented group, but right now North Dakota State really in control.
Miller throws a little high, but a great catch by Raja Nelson, who's made a couple good ones in this first quarter.
It's a really good catch by Nelson. Just a little basic inside quick slant. It's a great accurate throw by Miller. And then Nelson showing you the strong hands, bringing the football down with contact. It was really tight coverage by Miles Jackson.
Not much pressure on Cam Miller so far. Montana State's had 36 sacks on the year as a defense.
This is the moment when Brody Grebe needs to step up for the Bobcats.
Miller runs straight ahead. There's nobody there. On his way to the 30, to the 20. Cam Miller, touchdown. 64 yards, the whole field opened up. And nobody really got close to Cam Miller.
What a play called by Jake Landry. Obviously he saw something as he was getting ready for this football game. And when he goes into a 5-wide set for the Bison, the way the Montana State defense adjusted, there was no linebacker left in the box. Just a 4-man box. Great call by Landry.
Wow, what a huge play that was to cap off a 92-yard drive.
Yeah, let's go back to the picture. Here's 1, 2, and you see 3 and 4 right there. No one in the middle for the Bobcats. Cam Miller, all he had to do was sell pass for 1 second and run forward and hit his head on the crossbar. What a play call by Jake Landry.
Somebody had to be there. Nobody was there. And North Dakota State, man, what a start in this championship game. They're up 14-0. Wow, what a beginning to this FCS championship game for the dynasty team at this level. North Dakota State, although they have not been in this game, they haven't won a championship since they were here in early January 2022. But Cam Miller, who was just a freshman back then and led the Bison to that title, trying to cap off his great career with another one. And he is off to a flying start in this game. 14-0 kickoff into the end zone, and that'll be another touchback.
Yeah, and I want to go back to that long touchdown run by Cam Miller. You're going to see North Dakota State in a 5-wide set. You see the 5 wide receivers, and you're going to see the safeties, but they're so clued in on the wide receivers. And then here's the Mike backer. He should be more in the box. You got to think that this is a bust on the Montana State defensive behalf. Everyone is so clued in that they forget that they're playing a true dual-threat quarterback that can also beat you with his legs. It was 3rd and 4. Got to be alert to quarterback run.
I mean, I like what you said. Clearly they saw something leading up to this game, but it's not like it's a total shock. And now the Bison defense swarming all over the place. The first carry of this drive, Adam Jones just had nowhere to go. It's not like it. I mean, he may not be as purely fast as Tommy Mellott, but running the ball has been a big part of Cam Miller's career.
Yeah, and that's why I say it just had to have been a defensive bust. When an offense goes out into a 5-wide set, you have checks that you're going to go through as a defense. You got to think somebody got out of position. There should have been a defender in the box for Montana State.
Montana State's got to be a little stunned as we near the end of this first quarter. Dowler comes in motion. And Jones gets another carry. Jones! Wow, that was a tackle by Nick Kubitz that saved a much bigger gain because Jones has a lot of speed. He's still got 6. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a really good tackle by Kubitz. Adam Jones, the offensive freshman of the year in the Big Sky Conference, over 1,000 yards on the season. When he gets going downhill, he brings a load at 6'1", 200 pounds. Really good open field tackle.
But 3rd and 2, final minute of the first quarter. Brent Vigen knows his team needs a play, more than just one. But on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive going. Jones gets it again. Jones got stopped. He pushed forward and got close. We'll see. We know because the kick was a touchback, and they do spot him to the 35, so it is a 1st down. Makes it a little easier. All you got to do is get to that line, and he did.
Well, in so many ways, Montana State desperately needed that 1st down. This is only the 4th total possession here of the game, and Montana State already down 14 early, needs to stay on the field.
Not used to this, that's for sure, in what's been a magical undefeated season. And their coach is going to try to get the Bobcats going, because so far, it's the first time they've been scoreless in a first quarter since the opener against New Mexico. It's been all Cam Miller and the Bison so far. Their offense has been unstoppable. Their defense has been flying around. Championship Monday in Frisco, and it's 14-0 NDSU.
Coach Polisek, you have raved about your quarterback Cam Miller's decision-making all week long. What have you thought of his decisions here so far?
Well, outstanding. The pass game, he's been extremely accurate. We've cultivated a couple matchups, and it's helped us with the PI penalty, and then what a call on the quarterback draw.
What do you need to see from your defense here?
Just keep playing hard, right? And we got to keep number 4 bottled up, and I'd like them to look at this play here. Thank you.
A little short-circuited there. The head coach, Tim Polisek, who, Brock, you and I noticed, very confident in the lead up to this championship game. I think he felt like his team matched up well against the undefeated Bobcats. Second quarter, Mellott fakes it and keeps it. Tommy Mellott across the 40. Kind of amazing how the first quarter went. This is only the 2nd possession for Montana State. 157 total yards in 2 drives for North Dakota State.
Yeah, so impressive for the Bison, and they really flipped the script on what Montana State had been doing to everybody throughout the season. This is a Bobcats team that has started fast, and they've really controlled the first quarter, but that's not the case tonight. Tim Polisek and his ball club, they came out the gates ready to play, and they are in full control of this football game.
152-39, the cumulative first quarter score for Montana State this year coming into this game. Humphrey, left side run, and nothing easy for Montana State in their powerful run game. He did get 3 yards to set up 3rd down and short.
Well, it's going to be really tough to run inside tonight for the Bobcats. North Dakota State, they have 2 defensive tackles in Cody Heisman and Eli Mostart. Mostart an All-American, and those guys are as good as it gets at the FCS level. Very athletic, they're strong, and they can anchor down the front. You see right there, number 50, that's Heisman. He's someone to reckon with, and there's his counterpart, Mostart, 53.
So 3rd and 2 for the Bobcats. On their own side of the field, they might already have to be thinking about 4-down territory. Malott in the shotgun, and Malott's going to keep it straight ahead. Malott gets there. Avoided that defender flying in from the secondary. That was Givens. It's a 1st down, Montana State.
Yeah, and that's a really good, tough inside run by Tommy Malott. But keep an eye what you get here. You get some eye candy by the Bobcats, and then watch how the defenders flow with that and how the inside lanes open for Tommy Malott. And this is what the Montana State offense under Tyler Walker, they've done all year. They create so much hesitation and eye candy for a defense that if you get outside your gap, Tommy Malott's going to pick up a 1st down.
Only a couple throws so far for Montana State, nearing midfield, 1st and 10. But down 2 touchdowns early in the 2nd quarter. Malott keeps it, is going to flip it to his tight end. That's Jones, and Jones gets upended into North Dakota State territory. That's the first completion of the game for Malott and Montana State.
Rohan Jones has been a huge piece to this offense this season from the tight end position. Named an All-American a couple weeks ago. And this is where Tommy Malott is at his best. If he can get outside the pocket, I really feel like that's where he's most comfortable, he's most accurate, and you can see this Bobcats offense starting to get into rhythm.
Second and 2. Fake in 2 different directions. Malott started to take off and got dragged down from behind by Toby Anena. He does get the 1st down. He wanted to go deep.
Yeah, he was trying to take a shot down the field, nowhere to go with the football. And Anena, 93, coming off the top of the screen. He's working up there on Titan Fleischman. Just a relentless effort there. High motor player for the Bison. Doing a good job getting to Tommy Malott.
So they were trying to throw the ball. They end up running it with their quarterback. 31 plays combined between the 2 teams so far, 24 runs. So it's been a running power football kind of first half in this FCS championship. Handoff, Humphrey. Humphrey takes a big hit, but did get a nice gain over the left side of 5+ inside the 40.
That was a really good job of Humphrey making the safety Ryan Jones miss in the hole. You're going to see Ryan Jones come down, number 27, flying down into the hole to make a play. Humphrey does a great job of evading the tackle and picking up some extra yards for the Bobcats.
I don't think we saw that kind of burst from Humphrey one time in the semifinal a couple weeks ago. He looks a lot healthier.
Yeah, he's finally healthy. I think he's back to 100%. He's nursing a lower body injury for quite a few weeks.
This will be the 10th play of this drive, and it's taken more than 6 minutes off the clock. Malott flips it. Little reverse action. And a tackle in the open field. That's Ty McCullough, who loves those jet sweeps. Really more just like a pure jet sweep. That will count, though, as a forward pass because of the pitch forward. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, this is a big piece of the offense for Montana State. You mentioned Ty McCullough and the speed sweeps. It basically ends up being like a punt return for Montana State. They're just trying to get the football out in space for one of their most dynamic playmakers, and McCullough brings great speed to the wide receiver position.
It's been a good drive, but North Dakota State's limiting the explosive plays so far. 3rd and a yard for Malott and the Bobcats. Handoff, no, he keeps it, and Malott gets the 1st down.
What a tough run by Tommy Malott. Ropes is there to make the play for North Dakota State. But this is what Tommy Malott has done over the last 3.5 years while playing quarterback at Montana State. There's plays for a defense to be made on him in the backfield. He'll make one miss. He's tough as nails. He's willing to stick his head in between the tackles, and he picks up another 1st down for the Bobcats.
Jones this time in the backfield alongside Malott. McCullough in motion, and they'll hand it off. Adam Jones again. Big hole, nice gain, but a good open field tackle, so it's just 5 yards.
Well, when you talk with defensive coordinator Grant Olson for North Dakota State, he said over the years of being a defensive coordinator, he's kind of changed his philosophy a bit, but there's one thing that he knows. If you're a good tackling team, you're going to win a lot of football games, and that's what you're seeing out of North Dakota State right now. It doesn't matter that they haven't played a game in 2 weeks. They're tackling right now at a really high clip.
13th play of the drive, and they're still outside the 25-yard line. Very deliberate down the field. On 2nd and 5, low pressure comes, they hand it off. Jones spins around and gets the first down. Gain of 6. Still just outside the 20. But Adam Jones getting some good chunks of yardage on this drive.
Yeah, that's an excellent job by the Montana State offensive line. Right guard Marcus Weir, a 2-time All-American, does an excellent job of securing level 1 for his running back Jones. And North Dakota State brought some pressure, and when they do that, if you pick it up right in your run scheme, you can cut a defense in half, and that's exactly what Montana State did there to pick up another first down.
14th play of the drive, the longest play of this drive, 8 yards. Dowler, the man in motion. Malott fakes it. He's going to check it down. That's Jones again, the tight end along the sideline. Took on 3 would-be tacklers and gets shoved out of bounds around the 15. FCS championship tonight. Of course, looking ahead also to the college football playoff semifinals. Thursday night, the first one to go. Notre Dame, Penn State from the Orange Bowl, and then the Cotton Bowl on Friday. Ohio State and Texas on ESPN this Thursday and Friday, just a few days away.
I can't wait to watch. And how good has Ohio State been as of recent?
Oh, man.
Those last 2 games, boy, they've really turned it on.
2nd and 4 here. Look at the red zone numbers for Montana State. 61 of 63 with 52 touchdowns. Malott gives it to Humphrey, who I think thought he had a bigger hole, and gets wrestled down by McCaslin. So a good tackle to set up 3rd down.
That was a really good tackle by McCaslin. If he doesn't make that, I think Humphrey scores. And here's the question. Montana State's been controlling the tempo and the clock on this drive. And North Dakota State, it's been this bend but don't break. Can they hold Montana State to a field goal here, or is the Bobcats going to be able to punch it in?
I mean, this drive started with almost 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. We're under 6.5 minutes in the second quarter. More than 10 minutes. 3rd down, Malott got away from the first would-be tackler, not the second, though, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Cody Heisman gets him to the ground. And Montana State sending the field goal team out.
Yeah, a bit of a head scratcher. North Dakota State loaded up the box. It was man-to-man defense across the board out on the perimeter. If North Dakota State's going to do that to take away the run, Tommy Malott needs to check the play and give his opportunities outside to his wide receivers in these one-on-one situations. It's really tough sledding running inside versus that many defenders.
Miles Sandstead, the place kicker, and not a long field goal. Not all that pretty, but it goes through, and the Bobcats are on the board. But a drive that was 17 plays, more than 11 minutes. And the Bison hold the Bobcats to 3. It's 14-3 here in quarter number 2.
I want to go back to this last 3rd down by Montana State. If you're going to have 10 guys essentially in the box and you get a one-on-one matchup outside, that's Ryan King, a 6'4", 220-pound wide receiver. If you know it's not going to be 4-down territory in this situation, I would love to see Tommy Malott give his big wide receiver on the outside an opportunity on 3rd down to go up and make a big-time play.
They dared him to throw. He didn't throw. And that play didn't have much of a chance of succeeding. So the kickoff a little short of the goal line, returnable for North Dakota State after the long drive holding the Bobcats to just a field goal. Bison get the ball when we come back to Frisco right after this. Well, the history of the North Dakota State football program goes back even farther than this, but they have such an incredible legacy of coaches in the modern era. Craig Bohl's kind of the guy that in this era got it going, won 3 FCS national championships, handed the baton to Chris Kleiman. He won 4 of them. That's when North Dakota State really cemented its status as a dynasty. Matt Entz, who's now the head coach at Fresno State, won 2 championships, including the last one for North Dakota State back in January of 2022. And now it's Tim Polisek's turn to try to win one. By the way, Chris Kleiman was here and is here on the field pregame with his longtime assistant, Brent Vigen, who came from the Bison program, now leads Montana State. A lot of crossover, and there's just some great coaching in both programs over the last many years. Bison get the ball and a handoff on first down. Montana State's defense has to find a way to get a stop.
They do, and it really comes down to first and second down. Who wins those downs? And right now, it's been the Bison. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. At some point, somebody in the front 7 for Montana State, if they're going to hang in there, they need to create a negative play. They need to be disruptive up front. And when you talk to Brent Vigen, he said that they're ready for that challenge, and they have the guys and the personnel to go toe-to-toe with North Dakota State, but we haven't seen that yet.
You saw that little split screen. The 2 head coaches know each other very well. Miller's going to keep it, and he goes down. Loses 3, maybe 4 yards. That's the first negative play generated by the Montana State defense. After the play was over, a couple bodies went flying into the Montana State sideline. I don't see a penalty flag thrown. Maybe they're talking about what happened at the end of that play.
Yeah, there's 74. Gray Zabel, the left tackle for the Bison.
After the play, personal foul. Offense, number 74. Half the distance to the goal. The down counts. Third down.
So the flag was sort of lost there on the sideline. There was a flag lying in the middle of all those bodies.
Yeah, we're looking for 74. That's Gray Zabel, the All-American left tackle for North Dakota State. In football, you want to play to the whistle, but you can't play through it.
Oh. Yeah, there went that penalty flag. So the negative play plus the 15-yard penalty, and the first real chance for the Bobcats defense to come up with a big play here. On 3rd and 22, deep in North Dakota State territory. Miller looking to throw. Miller flips it over the middle. That pass caught, but the open field tackle made well short of a first down. And the Bobcats defense does get its first stop of the night.
And that's exactly what Montana State needed. As the clock rolls towards 4 minutes, you have to remember Montana State gets the football first in the second half. So if they're able to go find some points here right before halftime, get the ball back, go find more points, they're right back where they want to be.
4 minutes to go in the half. That'll have to be hurry-up offense based on the way this game has gone. A punt, kind of a low punt that's going to finally die at about the 38-yard line. 42-yard punt, no return, and pretty good field position for Tommy Mellott and the Bobcats offense with the ball when we come back after Montana State finally got a little heat on Cam Miller and forced the first punt of the game. Well, next Monday night, MegaCast for our Super Wildcard Weekend game is back, capped off by the Vikings and the Rams. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Plus, ESPN Deportes. You got Peyton and Eli on ESPN2 and also on ESPN Plus. Pregame coverage with SVP and the Monday Night Countdown crew at 6 Eastern on ESPN. Montana State fans, finally something to cheer about on the defensive side. It's been all Bison in this first half, but the Bobcats get the ball back, trailing 14-3. Under 4 minutes to go until halftime. A very fast-moving half. Mellott keeps it, And we'll cut it upfield. Gets to the 45 with a block from his wide receiver. So a nice gain on first down to start the drive of 7 yards. All right, Tommy Malot's hoping that he'll get a chance to play in the NFL. FCS players have made a huge legacy on that NFL level over the years. Truly, Brock, I mean, truly some of the all-time greatest.
Yeah, look at those names. Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Kurt Warner, Terrell Owens, Michael Strahan. I mean, what a lineup of phenomenal players.
All Hall of Famers, all who played their college ball at the FCS level. Second down and short. Jones going to try to get around to the corner, and he just couldn't get there. He did spin ahead and got some yardage back, so instead of a big loss, he steps out of bounds short of the 45, I think. That's the first tackle for loss for the Bison to set up third down.
That was a good job by middle linebacker Nick Kubitz to go track him down, make an open field tackle.
So they did spot him for a loss on the play of 2.
Keep an eye on Taco Dowler going in motion for Montana State right now. He's kind of been the go-to guy as of late for Tommy Malott on third down.
Yeah, he's been very quiet in this first half. Big-time playmaker. Third down and 4. Malott trying to buy some time. Now he's going to scramble. Malott tucks it and just enough speed to get to that mark. That's what he does. He's just so fast. I think the defender so often thinks, I got the angle, I can get there, and you can't get him.
Well, we've said it, we're going to say it again. As a defense, if you do not contain Tommy Malott inside the pocket, which you're going to see the Bison lose rush lane integrity, there needs to be a defensive end setting the edge. This is exactly what Malott will do to you on third down.
So the 2-minute timeout here in the first half of this FCS National Championship game. The #1 seed, the undefeated Bobcats, on the move, but trailing 14-3. Just amazing, Kevin, and it's exactly the way that North Dakota State wanted to play it. They have to be thrilled with how it's gone so far, but Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Bonatoni. Brock, you made the point a minute ago. Big 2 minutes here. Montana State gets the ball to start the second half. They're on the move now. Well, 1st and 10, Bobcats just across midfield. Handoff Jones left side, and a good stop right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and who else would it be? Cody Heisman working with his counterpart Eli Mostert on the inside. Those two defensive tackles, you don't get 4 hands on them, they're going to be disruptive. And Montana State here, they do have 3 timeouts. They do have plenty of time, but at some point you're going to probably want to try to tick up the tempo a little bit here and maybe even try to start pushing the football down the field a bit in the pass game.
The biggest play for the Bobcats offense has been that 19-yard scramble from Malott. Otherwise, they've hardly had a play. The second longest play was 8 yards. Bison have prevented the big gains here in the first half. Play fake. Malott steps up and throws incomplete. His running back Jones wasn't looking for the ball. So that will stop the clock. 1:14 to go until halftime. It's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Tommy Malott, he was under some serious duress, but if he had just another half a second, his tight end, Rohan Jones, right in the middle of your screen, you're going to see number 8 pop right there. There was an opportunity for a big play for the Bobcats. And this is certainly where this offense does not want to live, in a third and obvious passing situation.
Jones, the running back, split out as a wide receiver for 3rd and 9. 4-man rush, and they get to Malott. So they only rush 4, but Lashaka Rhodes got there and made the sack. Now Malott sort of spun forward. I thought he got blown down around midfield. He kept going, and the officials are saying he was, I guess they're saying he wasn't down.
I don't think he was ever down. Great job by Rhodes winning on the All-American left tackle, but Tommy Malott,
The runner was not down.
and he knew, he was aware enough.
Charge timeout, North Dakota State. 30-second timeout.
So North Dakota State uses a timeout, but they might have called it without realizing that this play got positive yardage. It wasn't a sack.
No, and that's so tough on the officials. You want to see the play be able to let go and err on the side that the ball carrier's still up, because you can always bring a play back, but you can't restart a play. It was an incredible effort by Malott on 3rd down to stay alive. Yeah, clearly no knee down or elbow.
And because it's not a sack and it's a positive gain, it's 4th and 5. Montana State may well be thinking about going for it here. We'll see. After the Bison were the team that used the timeout to stop the clock.
It'll be very interesting to see what Brent Vigen goes with. If I'm coach, I'm punting this football deep. I know I get the football to start the 3rd quarter. I don't want to give North Dakota State a short field with 2 timeouts if I don't pick up the 4th down. I think you need to play the long game at this moment in time.
So let's see what Coach Vigen decides to do. The offense is staying on the field, Brock. We're going to circle that play if Montana State keeps the ball here. That effort by Malott to get positive yardage and set up this decision.
Now, if you're North Dakota State, you have to expect a hard count by the quarterback here, trying to draw you off sides and get the free 1st down.
Good point. So we don't know for sure yet if they really intend to go for it. On 4th and 5. Tight end in motion. Malott takes a snap. They are going for it. Pressured. He throws. Incomplete. Threw it too high. And good coverage from the Bison, so they get the ball back near midfield after coming up with the stop.
That was excellent coverage by Jalen Crumby. Just absolutely nowhere to go with the football for Tommy Malott. He tries to stay alive as long as he possibly can. That's Taco Dowler working on Crumby. Here's a better shot. It's an excellent job by the Bison defense to get off the field and give their offense the football back with 59 seconds and 2 timeouts before half.
Yeah, the field goal kicking hasn't been perfect for North Dakota State this year, but they are definitely in good position here to try to get points before halftime. Cam Miller's played a great game so far. Dumps it short and it's incomplete. Trying to hit Brown, the running back. It went off his hands and hung in the air for a second or so, but it falls incomplete to stop the clock.
You're North Dakota State. You have plenty of time, 2 timeouts, and realistically, if you can get to about the 35-yard line in these weather conditions, you probably feel good about a field goal attempt. You can work any part of the field in this situation if you're the Bison.
2nd and 10. Miller. Pressured. On the move. Miller is going to run and kept his balance. Got some positive yardage there across midfield. Plus he goes out of bounds with the clock at 47 seconds. Gain of 8.
It's a really good job of Cam Miller really making something out of nothing. Absolutely nowhere to go with the football down the field. I think you need to give a lot of credit to Bobby Daly and the defense that he was playing there. But Miller picks up 8 positive yards, and they're knocking on the door for field goal range.
3rd and 2. There's the D coordinator for Montana State. Miller in the pocket, throws short. That's complete to Lance for a 1st down. Plus he steps out of bounds inside the 45.
Yeah, and I don't understand why Montana State is playing such soft coverage on 3rd and 2. I know you don't want to give up the big play, but you have an opportunity to potentially force a 4th down situation. Great recognition by Cam Miller to just take Bryce Lance on the quick, easy access throw.
Simeon Woodard was nowhere near Lance in coverage there. So 1st down, North Dakota State.
2 timeouts. Run game is still available.
They'll look to throw, and another pass to Lance with the same kind of coverage there.
Same throw, same side of the field, same 2 guys. It's Woodard on Lance. And I understand Bryce Lance, he's got big playability, but at some point you got to come down to the line of scrimmage. Look at the softness you have there. That's 10 yards. You got to challenge the young wide receiver for the Bison.
So he stops the clock. He gets 7 yards. You're in long field goal range already and looking for more. Cam Miller, plenty of time, throws, and that one is complete. Down to the 25. That's Nelson with another catch, a gain of 10.
It's an excellent job of Nelson just feeling out the zone coverage by the Bobcats, sitting down in the soft spot, and Cam Miller so smooth and accurate when throwing that football.
North Dakota State, 30 seconds.
And I think a good decision. They hustled to the line. The clock stops to spot the ball after the first down. You hustle and get up there, but if you're not 100% ready to go, call the timeout and stop the clock. So 34 seconds, already leading 14-3. While we have a moment, the next NCAA championship will be the Indoor Track and Field Championships on March 14 and 15 on ESPN+, March 16th on ESPNU. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Well, this all was set up right near midfield. Montana State went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. And North Dakota State gets the ball back with those timeouts with a quarterback who's feeling really good. And now they're in position to get points.
Yeah, that was a big decision on 4th and 5 for Brent Vigen. And I just really didn't feel like at that point in time in the game you needed to go for the on fourth down, especially given North Dakota State a short field. But how about the execution by this Bison offense? Cam Miller making his 54th career start in complete control in this 2-minute drill.
In the pocket, Miller is going to scramble. Miller gets tackled in the open field. Now the clock will stop because North Dakota State is going to use its final timeout. So that's a big tackle for the Bobcats.
Final charge timeout, North Dakota State, 30-second timeout.
I mean, the two best quarterbacks, Brock, in the country playing in this game, but it's really been Cam Miller who's been the star.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 8 for 9 on the game, 82 yards. And he was really excellent from the very first play of the game. And then also 10 carries for 91, laying his body on the line, willing his team to this first half lead. And you see the big touchdown run on the quarterback draw. Had to have been a bust by the Montana State defense, but it has been all things Bison here in the first half. And Cam Miller putting himself in great position here to get more points going into halftime.
Throwing and running, he's accounted for almost all of it for North Dakota State. You think about the quarterback legacy in this program, even just recent vintage between Carson Wentz and Trey Lance and Cam Miller and all the wins he's piled up over his career.
Certainly belongs in the conversation with all those great quarterbacks.
So now no timeouts. 28 seconds on the clock, already in field goal range. And a false start. That was Mason Miller, the big right tackle who went early.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Montana State showing a little bit of pressure pre-snap. Mason Miller, the All-American right tackle, getting a little bit of a head start.
Mason Miller showed up as a freshman weighing 237 pounds. Look at him now. He's a big dude. So 2nd and 12.
Biggest thing here, if you're Cam Miller, you cannot take a sack or a negative play.
Pressure gets picked up. Miller wide open in the middle of the field, and he changes directions. Finally gets tackled at the 10. Now his head coach yelling, clock the ball, clock the ball. They'll get up to the line of scrimmage, try to get organized here. They get it spotted back at the 10. Now the clock runs. Miller snaps and kills the clock. Second time in this game where everything is opened up in front of Cam Miller, and he's just taken what the Bobcats gave him.
Well, Montana State, they're going to bring a 6-man pressure on that last play, and they kind of lose the lane integrity in the middle of the pocket. Cam Miller does an excellent job of feeling that, recognizing it, running vertical, and picking up huge yardage for the Bison here.
He's got over 100 rushing yards, Miller does, in the first half. Again, no timeouts, 19 seconds on the clock. 1st and goal, 2nd and goal after the play to kill the clock. Play clock winding down. Miller, nowhere to go with the ball. Miller throws, and it is a catch, but not in the end zone. Lance came back to catch it, and they say no touchdown.
think the ball is going to be on about the half-yard line. You can see Lance makes the catch. It looks like his feet are in bounds, and when his body hits the pylon, that's when the play's dead, and you can tell he is short of the goal line.
So now Bison, and we're going to have a stoppage, maybe, to take a look. I mean, there's a lot going on here. Touchdown, no timeouts, 12 seconds, 3rd and goal.
Wow. So it's all about where that football is when his body hits the pylon. And from that last angle, it looks like the ball's on about the half-yard line.
How often do you have a receiver dragging his feet in the end zone, but making a catch that's not a touchdown to stay in bounds? Bryce Lance with an incredible effort there of the wide receiver staying in bounds. Matt Austin, our rules official. Matt, will you see it the way that Brock saw it?
I do. I do think this is a catch. He does have firm control. He did get a foot down in the end zone, but the ball was short of the goal line when his knee touched the pylon. So I think this is going to be a catch at about the half-yard line.
Wow. I mean, you just don't see a play like that very often. Catching it sprawled out, laying out of bounds, feet in bounds, feet in the end zone, body and ball not yet there. And I give the officials on the field credit for, I think, getting the call right in real time.
Yeah, they did an outstanding job. Great job right there by the side judge. Perfect angle to make this call. And how about the concentration by Lance? Recognizing where his body's at on the field, getting a foot in bounds, the body control, the strong hands. I'll tell you what, this junior wide receiver is someone to keep an eye on as he heads into next season. Just a phenomenal player for North Dakota State.
Nobody has more touchdowns in the FCS than he does this year, and he almost had another one there.
School record was 16 on the season. Yeah, great vantage point at the half-yard line. And now the question for North Dakota State with 12 seconds. If you run the football here, it's one play, and that's your last opportunity. So I'm assuming the ball's going to go in the air, and they're going to have an opportunity to get 6 because Montana State, don't forget, about a minute ago, elected to go for it on 4th down at midfield.
Amazing drive here, and give Miller credit. He continues to get it done. But you're right. You got the ball spotted right now at about the 1. If you run it and don't get in, you don't have time to get the field goal team out there and kick. Maybe you could try to hustle and get another play snapped. You probably don't have time to do that.
Maybe, but the risk you run there is, does the ball carrier get held up by the defensive line? Do extra seconds tick off the clock? Be very interesting to see what Tim Polasek elects to go with here.
So the ruling on the field, a pass completion spotted at the 1. All right, let's get the call.
After review, the receiver controlled the ball at the half-yard line. He is out of bounds. It will be 3rd down at that point. The clock will start on the snap. Please reset the game clock to 14 seconds.
So they end up spotting it a half-yard closer, and it gave the Bison a chance to get organized here for what they want to do. Probably the look that maybe created that spot. So here we go.
6'3", Bryce Lance at the top of your screen, matched up in press man.
Miller in the shotgun. He's looking that way. Throws, Lance, caught, touchdown. He's hard to stop. And North Dakota State with an amazing finish to a great first half. With a minute, they make the stop on defense. They go all the way down the field, not just 3. They get a touchdown on a 10-play, 47-second drive that was managed perfectly.
Tell you what, that is big league execution in the 2-minute drill by North Dakota State.
Wow, what a swing.
Taking advantage of sudden change, getting a touchdown before half. just absolutely textbook. And Bryce Lance gets a one-on-one opportunity going against Andrew Powdrell. You're going to see at the top of your screen, it's just a one-step slant down there on the goal line versus press man. I tell you what, Bryce Lance is truly a star in the making. 6'3", 200 pounds, big frame, great hands.
We've seen his brother on the sideline, who's here tonight with so many former players and coaches. You got to be thrilled with the way baby brother is playing. Before we get the kickoff, let's go down to Stormy.
And hey, we talked about how much his confidence has just been growing as this season has gone on. He was feeling himself a little bit after that touchdown. And I love something that Cam Miller said to us in our meetings earlier this week. When Dave asked him, what's your favorite throw? He said, I like to throw it over to Bryce. Yeah, mission accomplished.
Indeed. I mean, Cam in that same conversation said at the beginning of the year, he wouldn't have put Bryce in the top 3 of his potential targets in the pass game.
Yeah, but you know what? He has just consistently grown since he got to campus, works hard. His chemistry has grown with Cam Miller. You alluded to that. He wasn't in his top 3 favorite guys going into fall camp, but look at him now, setting school records, conference records. Can really do it all. He's got a big frame, big catch radius. You saw how he can win at the line of scrimmage versus press man. He's a big-time playmaker.
Well, you said it when it happened, that you thought the Bobcats should have punted the ball. They didn't. They went for it. They didn't get it. And now they're down 21-3. Kick return out to the 30. But it also takes seconds off the clock. So I'm thinking Montana State's probably just going to take a knee here and try to regroup in the locker room.
Yeah, I think that's right, Flem. And for Montana State, if they're going to get back into this ball game in the opening series of the third quarter, I think they need to open up the playbook a bit. They need to allow Tommy Mellott to use his wide receivers, his skill guys, and start pushing this football down the field with his arm. They've had some success running the football, but they get down to the red zone. They've stalled out a bit. They need to find a way to get some chunk plays and some chunk explosive touchdowns.
See the numbers for Mellott. Only 109 total yards for the #1 offense in the country, Montana State. And the Bison are roaring their way into the locker room. Montana State's got a lot of work to do. They do get the ball to start the second half, but it's 21-3 at the end of the first half here in Frisco. That's our halftime score. Let's send you to studio. Here's Kevin Connors.
I'm the example of what it is to be a Bison.
Watching the FCS championship game just north of Dallas, Texas on a very chilly night in Frisco. And we're 30 minutes of football away. Who knows, maybe a little more from crowning a champion. How about North Dakota State as we start the second half? 21-3 is the lead for the Bison. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Bonatoni back with you. You almost get the sense, Brock, don't you, that North Dakota State relished being an underdog, being the 2 seed, being the team that wasn't undefeated coming into this game, because, man, did they play well.
Well, that's certainly the feel that you get. And coming into this game, Montana State got a lot of the national conversation. And you can tell North Dakota State really didn't appreciate that with the way they came out and played in the first half. Really controlled the entire first 2 quarters of this game. And quarterback Cam Miller, he's been absolutely excellent.
He really has been. And the end of the half was just devastating for Montana State. Tommy Mellott just couldn't get it going in the pass game. Had some good scrambles as usual, but for Cam Miller, 92 pass yards, 108 rushing yards in the first half alone.
Yeah, he's certainly the story of the first half, and it's the efficiency that he's playing with. 10 of 11, and then it was the 2-minute drive at the end of the first half to come away with a touchdown and go up 21-3. He's been superb, and then I also think you need to give a lot of credit to that Bison defense. Really outside of one play for the Montana State offense, they've been bottled up here in this first half. It's going to be interesting to see if Tommy Mellott can get the air and pass game going here in the second half to spark this Montana State offense.
They got to, and they can't wait around, right? It's got to happen quickly with a 21-3 score. That you can't do it better than North Dakota State did at the end of the first half to extend out that lead. The kickoff toward the end zone, and Adam Jones is going to bring it out for the Bobcats. He'll get across the 20, stays on his feet, and fights his way out to the 25-yard line. So that's where Tommy Mellott and the Bobcats offense will start this third quarter, and it just wasn't the usual stuff we see from Tommy.
No, and he's made a couple plays with his legs, but just hasn't been able to get anything going through the air. Only 3 for 7 in the first half for 17 yards. Just not on the same page with his wide receivers. And then also in that same mention, his wide receivers aren't exactly separating versus man coverage and helping their quarterback out. He's going to have to find a way somehow in the second half to get this offense going. I'd like to see him get outside the pocket where he has run-pass options.
On the first play of the third quarter, a little play fake and a run-pass option kind of play for a completion outside the 30. Let's go down to Stormy.
Well, I talked to Montana State head coach Brent Vegan during the break and just asked him about what kind of response he needs from his team. And he said, we haven't really been in this kind of a situation since the very start of the season against New Mexico. But I know what my team is made out of and that they will come out here and respond. He said, for his quarterback, Tommy Mellott, it can't all be on his shoulders. He said, we need to protect him better. We need to get guys open more so that Tommy can do what Tommy does.
Thank you. Stormy, 2nd and 2. That matches the longest pass play of the first half, 8 yards. Amazing. Humphrey, left side run, and a good finish to that run for a first down, Montana State.
Yeah, and don't forget, there's still an entire half of football to play. So as much as we say, hey, Montana State, they have to get it going, they have to get the pass game going, this is a team that runs for over 300 yards per game. So there's still plenty of time. Stick to the game plan, run the football, but you are going to have to find some chunk plays through the air as this second half rolls along.
Yeah, well said. I think North Dakota State's going to be more than happy if it's going to be this methodical to let the Bobcats just march their way down the field deliberately, the way it's gone for this whole game. Over the top, Mellott, and the pass is knocked away. Jones, the tight end, had a chance. It was right there and couldn't secure it.
That was a really good job by Ryan Jones, the safety for North Dakota State, number 27, getting a hand in there. Good job on the play action by Tommy. Gets the backers to bite up, and that's what allows Jones to get to that second level. But give a lot of credit to Ryan Jones coming in there on the pass breakup.
Yeah. Two things are true. Good play by Ryan Jones. Rohan Jones, I think he should have had that one. Could have at least.
Well, and that's what Brent Vegan said. It's not all on Tommy. At some point, his teammates need to step up around him and help him out and make a big-time play.
That's an All-American who just could not catch that pass. Humphrey up the middle, gets tripped up. So only 2 with a pretty big hole. Ryan Jones, another play.
He's been making plays all throughout these playoffs for the North Dakota State Bison, flying all over the field. Really a focal point for this defense.
In his hometown. He's from Frisco, Texas. Has been looking forward to playing in this game if North Dakota State could make it here, and here they are. So 3rd and 9 on the first drive of the half. Nothing easy for Montana State.
Taco Dowler lined up with a safety. Advantage Montana State here on 3rd down.
See if they can get him the ball. He hadn't had a catch yet. They go to him, and Dowler makes a catch into North Dakota State territory. Took a big hit at the end of the play, but they finally get him the ball.
And Tommy Mellott did a phenomenal job early in the down of holding the free safety with his eyes opposite of where Taco Dowler was working down the seam. And then how about Dowler holding on to the football after the big-time hit, and that is the exact play the Bobcats desperately needed here in the second half.
Desperately. And Dowler is okay after that hit. The biggest play of the game for Montana State. Down to the 35. The shift on the D-line forced the jump on the offensive line. That was kind of in that gray area of... Well, they may be talking about this one.
Yeah, is that disconcerting signals, and really that's a movement. Anything, a quick shift, abrupt movement.
False start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So they call it against the offense. Matt Austin, our rules expert, is with us. Is it fair to say, Matt, that in a way that's a little bit of a judgment call for the officials on the field?
Very much so. The linemen jumped up out of their stance so quickly. What saved them is there wasn't any kind of exaggerated arm movement or anything like that. So it did look like it was just a regular shift, but it was definitely borderline.
They call it against the offense. 1st and 15. Malott will hand it off. Adam Jones broke 1 tackle and scoots his way across the 35, gains 5.
It's an excellent job by the Montana State offensive line. Right guard Marcus Weir, an All-American, and right tackle Titan Fleischman doing a great job on a double team there, giving Jones an opportunity to pick up 5 on 1st down.
You see the head coach, and we heard from Stormy just a minute ago, confident in his team's ability to get back in this game. They got to do it here, though. Because again, I mean, here we are, same story as the first half. That clock is moving. Already a 4-minute drive. Now North Dakota State jumps. So this one's going to go against the Bison. Been a lot of shuffling along the line in these last few plays.
Offside. Defense. Number 53. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And this is just such a great drive to open up the 3rd quarter for Montana State. You have to remember, this is a senior class that holds the school record for most victories in program history. They're battle tested, you know, and they're a very experienced unit. They're not flinching. They're coming out. They made some changes at halftime, made some adjustments. And this is a great answer to start the 3rd quarter.
Tommy Malott, 4.0 student, who's been honored as essentially the best student athlete, very even-keeled. You know he's not going to panic. 2nd down and 5. Jones gets the carry left side. Jones leaned ahead and gets stopped a yard short. So a gain of close to 4. It'll be 3rd and short.
It's a really good tackle by cornerback Marcus Shepard. Not a lot of corners are willing to stick their nose into the trenches and try to go head-to-head with Adam Jones. Good job forcing a 3rd and short.
Tackling's been outstanding for North Dakota State. Really good.
Defensive coordinator Grant Olson said it was a big emphasis this season, and he wasn't kidding.
If you're a good tackling team, you're a good defensive team. 3rd down and 1. Malott, play fake. Tommy Malott is going deep, and it's caught right at the goal line, just a little bit short. That's Ryan King. They're going to spot it at the half-yard line.
Well, Tommy Malott just does a phenomenal job of navigating the pocket. The pocket wasn't necessarily clean. There's some pressure that came off the edge. He did a great job of stepping up, keeping his eyes down the field and finding King. Boy, that ball, that's going to be really close. That might be one the officials want to take a look at.
Real close. His backside hit the ground. He was sort of cradling the ball. That was close. Montana State, though, at the line. And so far, they have not stopped it to review. So they're going to let him just play. Malott, handoff. Humphrey goes backwards. So who knows? I mean, that could be a big call. There's no guarantee you get it in the end zone. Now it's 2nd and goal.
Just an unbelievable surge by Eli Mostart and Dudenheffer, 64 for North Dakota State, playing with great pad level down on the goal line to shove the Bobcats backwards.
I mean, it goes without saying, especially as close as that play was, you got to get in the end zone here.
Yeah, no doubt. And if you're Brent Vegan, you know, maybe you don't wait for the officials to review it. That might be one where you want to review it yourself.
Wow, that's close. Yeah, they spotted him all the way back at the 1, and now the ball's at the 2 after the 1st and goal play. Malott is going to throw, and you can't get sacked. He'll throw it away. He also got hit at the end of that play. So now it's 3rd and goal.
It's a great job by the Bison defense. Not taking the bait on the hard play action. Secondary doing a great job.
Defense, number 0.
Wow.
Half the distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down.
But there was a penalty in the end zone, a hold against North Dakota State.
That's Marcus Goalie for the Bison. Matchup on the tight end. It's Ryan Lonergan. You can definitely see a little bit of holding. Look at the top of your screen at the very top.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit of a tug, a little bit of a face guard. Never got his head around to play the football.
That's a big call. It was going to be 3rd and goal from the 2. Now it's 1st and goal from the 1. Malott keeps it, throws, and dropped. Wow, that was a sure touchdown. And again, that's your All-American, Rohan Jones. That's an easy one.
Malott put the football exactly where you want it. He lays it out there. It's not like he's firing a fastball. And you just said it, Flem. That's an All-American tight end out there in Jones. That's right in the breadbasket. One he needs to bring in for his team and his quarterback.
Man, sort of been that kind of night for Montana State. Nothing in this game is easy. That's as close to easy as it gets. Second and goal. Malott under center, almost lost the snap. Humphrey fights, touchdown. Wow, great balance, Scottre Humphrey. And there's your first touchdown of the night for Montana State. That last yard was hard to come by.
How about that effort by Humphrey? He's met by linebacker Logan Kopp. Question is, did he get in? I think he's clearly in. It looks like that knee's up. Ball crosses the goal line. What an individual effort by Scottre Humphrey, and that's exactly what Montana State needed here to start the second half.
Extra point up and good. It took him 4 tries from the one to get in. It was sort of agonizing in a way, but man, did Montana State need that coming out of the locker room. And I think the Bobcats can feel like they're back in this game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Exactly what the Montana State Bobcats needed. Tommy Malott leading his team down the field, and Scottre Humphrey punching it in for 6.
This fall, Glenn Powell is Chad Powers. New face of Second Chances from executive producers Eli and Peyton Manning comes Chad Powers, only on Hulu this fall. Dakota State can sense that 10th FCS championship, but Montana State, undefeated, #1 team in the country, feeling like they're back in this game after the touchdown to start the second half, 21-10. So now the Bobcats defense comes on the field, and Cam Miller, who was almost unstoppable in the first half, gets his first chance here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's right, Flem. Nearly a perfect first half for Cam Miller and his offense. You know, and the thing that really impressed me in the first half is how the Bison controlled the line of scrimmage. Yes, Cam Miller was extremely efficient, 10 for 11, 92 yards and a touchdown. But it all starts with that offensive line for the Bison, and they were exceptional in the first half. Can they keep that going?
The QB run was such a big part of it. Handoff on the first play here, and a short gain on first down. You figure one of the things that Montana State talked about at halftime was how do we account for Cam Miller running the ball?
Yeah, certainly, and that's a difficult task. Once again, he's arguably one of the best, if not the best player, along with Tommy Malott at the FCS level, so that's a tough challenge. That's a good start by the Montana State defense. You got to rally to the tackle, you got to stay in your gaps, got to stay eye disciplined.
Bobcats fans here in huge numbers trying to give some energy from the stands as their team is down 11. Pitch play, left side, and a cut back toward the middle. Tackle made at the 30. They'll spot him out at the 31. Third down coming up. So Bobcats have a chance to get a stop here on the first drive for the Bison.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you want if you're Montana State. You come out, you execute perfectly on offense, you drive down, you get a touchdown. Now can you get the 3 and out and get the football back to your offense? And I know their fans are going to help them here on this third down.
Miller is going to run, and Cam Miller will get another first down with his legs. It's been the story of the game to me.
It's the story of the game, but it's also the story of the playoffs for North Dakota State and Cam Miller. He's done such a great job with the quarterback designed runs. It's a plus situation for an offense because you get your halfback to be a lead blocker for your quarterback. Great execution by the offensive line and Cam Miller to pick up a first down for North Dakota State.
You could even see Montana State pointing at Miller. I think they knew what was coming, and they couldn't stop it.
Tough to do when an offensive line is executing the way the Bison are.
Miller in the pocket. Now he's going to scramble and gets wrestled down. I don't think it's going to be a sack because he got back to the line of scrimmage. Big Paul Brott makes a tackle.
Yeah, Brott's going to get the sack on record, but you got to give a lot of credit to the secondary for Montana State. Changing up their coverage look on Cam Miller, nowhere to go with the ball. And Broat there to clean him up for a sack.
It was interesting, wasn't it? Cam Miller telling us about his run game and how in the midway point of the year they lost their backup Cole Payton. They didn't feel like they had a lot of coverage at quarterback, and they basically told him, you can't get hurt, so you got to dial back all the run stuff. It's a championship game tonight. There's no dialing back anything. Miller throws, and a ball knocked away. Lance had a chance to make the catch. John Johnson got up there and knocked it down.
Yeah, really nice coverage by Johnson. Lance had an opportunity to bring that football in. It was up by his face mask. You got to think, you saw Jones drop a sure-handed touchdown just a series ago for Montana State. You got to think the weather is starting to play a factor. Weather dropping down into the high 20s at this point. Good throw by Cam Miller, but Johnson there in coverage.
Well, you said cold can affect the pass catchers sometimes more than the pass throws. Now the Bison move. I think it's loud in here. And the right tackle, Mason Miller.
Offense, number 73.
That's the second time he's moved early. I think the noise had an impact.
Yeah, the Montana State faithful, you can see them. They're on their feet. And they're geared up after that Montana State touchdown. They know the opportunity their team has here to get off the field. And what a momentum swing this can be. Both of these teams and their fan bases traveled exceptionally down to Texas.
There's a big party the last couple days here in town, getting ready for this championship game. Third and 15. Cam Miller in the pocket. Throws, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. He had a man open, but Rylan Ort got there and knocked the pass down. It's fourth down.
Yeah, great play by Ort. He's been making plays all over the field. He's a tackling machine. You see him in coverage there on third down. A former walk-on from Missoula, Montana. Turned captain. Just playing an exceptional game here tonight. You're going to see Ort right in the middle of the screen. Does a great job reading the quarterback's eyes, driving on the ball, and getting a hand on it to force the punt.
Punt was pressured, and it's kind of an end-over-end punt. Dowler will take it and cut upfield. Chance for a return, but he gets tripped up across the 40. Still going to be good field position for Montana State. Down 11. They've scored a touchdown. They've gotten a stop, trying to fight their way into this championship game in Texas.
The 2024 Stats Perform FCS Walter Payton Award winner is Tommy Mellott, quarterback, Montana State.
So that was a couple nights ago. Watch what happened when he got back to his team hotel. His teammates were waiting for him.
I think that says everything about who Tommy Mellott is, how he carries himself, the leader that he is. When you see your teammates embrace you like that, it says everything.
I mean, it's one thing to be happy for your teammate. It's another thing to have that reaction. They love this guy. Bobcats get the ball back. Touchdown on their first drive of the half. Mellott is going to throw. He's got a man wide open. Down the seam. Inside the 10. Ryan Lonergan, the tight end. 53 yards. It's first and goal. I thought he was going to take off, and he threw it.
It's definitely what it looked like, and it was great. Great play design by Tyler Walker. He sends a little speed motion, and it gets the Bison to bite up on the motion, and that's what allows the tight end Ryan Lonergan to get to the second level untouched and wide open. You're going to see the speed motion right here, and that gets the defense to kind of step up, and then your tight end slips to the second level wide open. That's the eye candy that Tyler Walker presents to a defense. It causes hesitation.
First and goal. Mellott throwing. Pass. Caught. Touchdown. Ron Jones held on to this one. And this whole game has changed in the blink of an eye. 2 plays and back in the end zone for the Bobcats.
And what a throw by Tommy Mellott. North Dakota State brings pressure. Tommy stays tall and strong in the pocket. He's fearless, keeps his eyes down the field, and throws an absolute strike to Jones.
And they're going for 2 to try to cut the lead to 3. 21-16. Little pistol formation with Jones behind Mellott. He's going to fake it, fake a pitch, throws, and they got it. The 2-point conversion. More misdirection. And that tight end Ryan Lonergan, who had the big play down the field to set it up, he gets the 2-point pass. It's a 3-point game.
This is a Tyler Walker special. He's presenting so much eye candy to a defense. There's play action, there's ghost motions, there's speed sweeps. Makes it so difficult on a defense to be disciplined with your eyes. We're going to go back to the touchdown. Here's the strike by Mellott to Jones. And then the 2-point play was just a perfectly designed play. You see the motion, the play action, and Lonergan pops wide open, and Montana State is back 21-18.
Things have changed a little bit here in Frisco, Texas, this FCS championship game. First half, Montana State, the most powerful offense in FCS football this year, was shut down. How about a couple drives in the third quarter? 240 yards already.
It's a completely different team from the first half, but it all starts with the pass game. And we said it to start the second half. If Montana State was going to get back in the game, they needed to open up the pass game in the playbook for Tommy Mellott. That is exactly what they've done, and they have executed on an extremely high level.
So the Bison will have the ball back. Let's go down on the field to Stormy.
And guys, Tommy Mellott has been so workmanlike. Yes, he will have his celebration briefly for a moment after that score, but the minute he gets back over to the sideline, it is head down, let's get back to work. The message on this sideline has been, they gave us an inch, let's take a mile.
Staying warm, hoping to have a chance to get back on the field as soon as possible, because now the Bobcats offense is rolling. Still down 3. 4:03 to go. Miller, play fake on first down, dumps it short, and a good decision to cut upfield, a missed tackle, and a nice gain. That's Joe Stuffle, the tight end, who's got more catches for a tight end than anybody in the history of North Dakota State. Gets one there.
God, I love this play design. You get a hard play action, you get some misdirection with pullers, and your tight end Stuffle, he initially blocks, so he's really selling run. You see on the right side of your screen, and then leaks out late. Just a perfect play call to start a drive.
That was a big play to kind of maybe settle things down for a team, for a program with true championship pedigree. They're getting tested here now. Miller runs it left side. Miller takes a hit. He got sandwiched between 2 Bobcats defenders and got back to the line of scrimmage no more.
That was a great job by number 9, Simeon Woodard, the cornerback for Montana State. I mean, he doesn't hesitate for a half a second. He runs all the way from his field corner position to stick his nose in to make a tackle. You're going to see on the bottom of your screen, he's just going to fly in. It's a big-time play for a cornerback.
Penu in the backfield alongside Cam Miller. Looking to throw right side, and it's caught. Delivered perfectly to Bryce Lance for a first down.
Yeah, that's just a big league throw. That's why NFL scouts really, really like Cam Miller. It's the accuracy. You got to remember, this game, we're probably talking 20 degrees at this point. It's cold out there. Excellent route by Bryce Lance, getting on the defensive back's toes on the speed cut out. But it's the timing and accuracy of the throw by Cam Miller that is just so impressive.
I know it's hard to believe. North Dakota State has not played an outdoor game since October 26th.
And there's certainly some conditions here tonight.
Handling it just fine. Leading by 3 on the move now across midfield. Miller under center. Handoff right side run and a nice first down run. That's Brown inside the 40. Gets shoved out of bounds. Tomorrow night, Cooper Flag, number 4, Duke hosting Pitt. That's a big game in the ACC. Pitt's really good. Coverage tips at 7 Eastern right here on ESPN and the apps of college hoops for you tomorrow night. As we count down to those college football playoff semis Thursday and Friday. FCS championship night tonight. Undefeated Montana State. Powerhouse North Dakota State. It was 21-3 at halftime. Now it's 21-18. Bison driving. Brown gets tackled short. About a yard, maybe a half yard short. It'll be third down.
And who else? Rylan Orr coming up from a strong safety position once again. If you're North Dakota State, you got to find a way with one-year receivers to crack down and get a helmet on him in this run game, because he's doing a phenomenal job getting down in the box and bringing the ball carrier down.
Good drive here, though, for Tim Polisek's team. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Keeping that guy on the bench. Now a flinch. Wow, that's another one, and that's huge.
False start. Offense, number 88. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Tight end Carson Williams. It was third and a foot, maybe.
Just can't do it in critical situations. In tight games like this and big-time moments, it's these plays that come back to bite you. Top of your screen. 3rd and 1 compared to 3rd and 6. Such a big difference for an offense. And now it's time for Brody Grebe to go to work. All-American, 3-time All-American defensive end for Montana State at the top of your screen.
Could be the final play of the quarter. Good protection over the top. Lance, diving catch inside the 5. Bryce Lance, what a play.
Unbelievable throw, even better catch. Fantastic protection by the offensive line. Cam Miller lets it go on time. And Bryce Lance just continues to do what he's done all year.
That is the end of the third quarter.
What a huge play that was on the final play of a wild third quarter.
Just when you thought the Bobcats had the Bison on the brink, Cam Miller and Bryce Lance answer with a huge play down the field.
Well, what a play to finish the third quarter. North Dakota State facing a 3rd and 6. Having watched the Bobcats get back in the game, and Bryce Lance made an amazing play.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't get any better than this. The coverage was perfect. I mean, there's nothing else that Woodard could have done, but it's the location of the throw, the timing of the throw, and the catch by Lance. And that's what makes those two so special.
Yeah, I don't want to sell Cam Miller short. 14 of 17, 162 yards. And now it's 1st and goal. 3-point game as we start the fourth quarter. They pitch it to Brown, trying to get there. Still going, and now they'll blow the play dead. He got stopped short. He never actually went down, but they'll say it'll be 2nd and goal from inside the 1.
Paul Brote from his defensive tackle position did an excellent job on the initial line surge, beating a double team, getting into the backfield for the Montana State Bobcats. And you see Daly, number 19, come in to clean up the tackle.
2nd and goal. Miller, play fake, end zone, caught, touchdown! Stuffle the tight end, and a huge drive from the Bison to answer Montana State's surge in the third quarter. It's 27-18, and they're going to kick the PAT. 8 plays, 75 yards, almost 5 minutes, and all the way down the field into the end zone.
Great play call. You fake the toss. You get a little misdirection going with a pulling tight end. You sell block with Stuffle, and then he leaks out to the flat for a wide open touchdown.
Cam Miller was 4 for 4 on that drive for 68 yards. So they played some power football often in the first half. They aired it out on that drive, bridging the third and fourth quarters. Stuffle with the touchdown to push the lead back to 10.
When in doubt, you need to put the game in Cam Miller's hands, and that's exactly what the Bison did. Here's the big third down conversion down the field on 3rd and 6. Excellent catch by Bryce Lance, which leads to the touchdown pass to Joe Stuffle.
Gosh, has he been good. I mean, these are the two best teams. These are the two best quarterbacks. And Tommy Mellott and Cam Miller are playing like it, especially this last sequence.
Is there any better way to finish the college football year? Number 1 versus number 2. You just said it. The 15-0 Bobcats trying to take down the dynasty that North Dakota State is. When you talk about the two best players at FCS football, there he is, Cam Miller and Tommy Mellott on the other sideline.
Montana State got such a prideful history of football, but it's been 40 years. All these championships from North Dakota State. And the Bobcats building to this year, thinking this is their year to break through. Not easy to do against this North Dakota State program. Back up by 10. And Jones is going to let it go through the end zone for a touchback. Well, reminder, college football playoff semifinals, we just mentioned it a moment ago. Thursday and Friday. Notre Dame, Penn State on Thursday, 7:30 Eastern. And then Ohio State, Texas from the Cotton Bowl. Not too far from where we are right now, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. This is the night, Brock, that for years has been the championship game until this year with the 12-team playoff. So this Monday night, this would have been the college football playoff championship game. Spotlight on the FCS tonight, and we've had a heck of a game. Handoff, Humphrey gets tackled. There was a lot of green in front of him, but a nice tackle by Givens, the safety.
Excellent tackle by Givens, and this is what the Bison have been doing all night. There's countless plays, probably over a dozen at this point, where if that guy doesn't make the tackle, it is an explosive play, if not even a touchdown for the Montana State Bobcats. But you really have to tip your cap to this defense led by Grant Olson, because they've been excellent at tackling all night.
Most of the year, Montana State gets a one-on-one with their playmakers, and that guy's not going down. Not tonight. Second down. Mellott fakes it. Mellott looking downfield, now trying to scramble. He'll throw and completes the pass, so he avoids a sack, but a very short gain. Ty McCullough makes a catch. It'll be third down.
Yeah, the Bobcats trying to ride a hard play action once again. But North Dakota State doing a great job with their eye discipline, staying on their keys, just nowhere to go with the football down the field. Excellent coverage by the Bison.
Yeah, I think Mellott thought he was going to have a good chance to go downfield. Didn't get it. So now, third down. "13 minutes to go to crown a champion." Pressure coming. Mellott throws on the move, and a perfect delivery. That's his #1 target, Taco Dowler, for the first down.
When in doubt, you have to go to your go-to guy, and there's just so much chemistry between this quarterback and wide receiver combination and Taco Dowler. It's a great play call. I've said it a couple times tonight. I really think Tommy Mellott is at his best when he gets outside the pocket. I think he's a little more comfortable. He's more accurate with his passes, and that time getting a first down and a fresh set for his offense.
When in doubt, order the taco. Taco Dowler. He gave himself that nickname when he was a little kid.
It's always taco time.
And it's stuck. Play fake. Mellott throws and whistled one in there. Man, that was a tight window. And McCullough catches it into North Dakota State territory.
That was a really tight window, Flem. Excellent throw by Tommy Mellott. Once again, getting him outside of the pocket, and just puts that football on an absolute dime where only his wide receiver McCullough can make a play on the ball.
I think these two quarterbacks now, I think they're feeding off each other.
They are, and Flem, they're willing their teams to victory. They are absolutely laying it all out on the line, and it is so fun to watch.
No sacks, no turnovers in this game on either side. It's just been a really well-played game. In the fourth quarter, Mellott keeps it. There goes Tommy Mellott with all that speed. got a block down the sideline. Touchdown, Tommy. 44 yards.
What did we say about willing a team to victory? Just so impressive, these quarterbacks going back and forth. This is just a basic inside zone read, and Tommy's going to read the end of the line of scrimmage. Watch all these defenders crash down. It's an excellent read by Tommy Mellott. If you're going to crash that hard, a linebacker needs to scrape over the top and be there to play quarterback. He's not. Excellent blocking by his wide receivers on the perimeter. And neither one of these quarterbacks wants to walk away quietly.
Oh my goodness, 11:25 to go. And we've had a championship game that's turned into a shootout between the two best quarterbacks in FCS football. Cam Miller for North Dakota State, Tommy Mellott for Montana State. 3-point game. Well, Montana State's offense has exploded in the second half, trying to come from behind. They were down 21-3 at halftime against powerful North Dakota State. Tommy Mellott and the Bobcats have found a way to get it going on offense.
Yeah, it's safe to say at halftime he went into the phone booth and put on his Superman cape because he has been absolutely outstanding here in the second half. But it's really been what he's done. You see the long touchdown run here with his legs, but it's what he's brought to the table with his arm, making some excellent throws down the field, and he has his ball club right back in this game.
Kind of a low line drive kickoff that is going to go out of bounds. So that's a mistake. We don't see that very often from the Bobcats' excellent kickoff guy. It'll give North Dakota State good field position. So Mellott and all the brilliance of him. But on the other side, Cam Miller's been just as good here tonight. And now the Bison get the ball back.
And now it's his turn. And doesn't this just feel like a good old classic, just quarterback duel? And you've said it, fun. These are the two best players at the FCS level. One of them won the Walter Payton Award. The other was the runner-up. So what we're getting to see here tonight is just it's hard to put into words.
These two guys who played on this field in this game 3 years ago head-to-head. And neither has played for a championship since. Building back to this point, neither has won a championship since. Handoff straight ahead on the first play of this drive for North Dakota State. Both guys playing their final games. Who knows, someday there might be statues of each of them in front of their stadiums, on their campuses.
And I think a lot of that will be determined who plays better in the final 11 minutes and is able to walk out of this game calling themselves a national champion.
Miller brings a man in motion. Play fake. Dumps it short. And the cut upfield. Nice quickness there from Rajon Nelson. And he gets stopped 2 yards short of the first down. The crowd is going to be a factor here. And this is not a knock on North Dakota State fans, but Montana State fans have been very loud in this second half.
And North Dakota State, they just jogged 3 tight ends onto the field, going with heavy personnel here on 3rd and 2. You got to wonder, are they going to go classic Bison smash mouth football, or is this a decoy to take a shot down the field?
Miller keeps it. Miller goes down. He gets stopped a yard short. Alec Eckert was the guy who got him to the turf. And what will North Dakota State do? It's 4th down and about a full yard.
I think you got to punt it. There's a whole 9 minutes plus to play. You got to play the field position game. You have to have trust in your defense with the lead. But I'm sure it was hard to punt this one away.
Analytics said go. Tim Polasek says we'll lean on our defense. 4th and 1. That punt angling toward the sidelines. It'll kick out of bounds. Somewhere between the 15 and the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. So the stop from the Montana State defense. And with 9:22 to go, here in this fourth quarter. We'll step aside, don't go anywhere. Tommy Mellott of the Bobcats offense hunting for that trophy back on the field after this.
There we go, touchdown! The Irish have done it! Buckeyes on fire! What an all-time classic!
The college football playoff semifinals begin Thursday and continue Friday.
Down to the final four in the college football playoff. Started off with 12 teams, in some ways modeled off this FCS playoff format, which has been in place for so long. Of course, different levels of football. This format, though, for the FCS since 1978, you've had the bracketed playoffs. And we're seeing some special stuff here tonight. I know it's a different level, Brock, but this is high level FCS football on this field in Frisco.
No doubt about it. If you love the game of football, it doesn't get any better than this.
3 drives, 3 touchdowns in the second half for Montana State. They have the ball back down 3, handoff, and Humphrey gets tackled after a gain of just a couple yards. Cody Heisman's had a nice game.
And that was a good job of Hunter Zenzen winning as well early in the down.
Clock winding, under 9 minutes to go. And for all the brilliance of the Bobcats in the second half, that 21-3 lead, North Dakota State still has the 3-point edge. Second and 9. And a handoff. Jones. Mellott took a big hit after he handed the ball off. Jones out to the 23. So a third down coming.
Logan Kopp flying off the edge for North Dakota State that laid the hit on Tommy Mellott. That was a great job on first and second down by the Bobcats to make this a third and manageable situation. We know how much Montana State likes to run the football, and at 3rd and 5, most of the time you think this is an obvious passing situation, but not with this Bobcat offense. Full playbook at the disposal of Tyler Walker here on 3rd down.
And certainly Mellott and his scrambling ability a huge factor on plays like this. Dowler came in motion. Mellott is going to roll to his left, and he'll throw short. Incomplete. Incomplete, trying to hit the tight end Jones. Another big hit on the quarterback. Mellott a little slow to get up. Roke's the guy who got him to the ground. It's 4th down.
Well, it had been a really tough throw for Mellott, but he did have McCullough early in the down. You're going to see him on a corner route, and if you don't like that, let's just get the football out to our tight end Jones a little bit quicker. I think Jones had an opportunity to pick up this first down, and you also had a chance for the chunk play down the field on the corner route. Missed opportunity by Tommy Mellott.
One of the few misfires here in the second half, and a big stop for North Dakota State's defense. Now the punt hanging in the air. Fair catch signal. That's the first punt since the opening drive for Montana State. Bison offense back on the field. Under 8 minutes to go in this championship game. Number 1 versus number 2. All right, let's take a look at the Capital One Cup standings as teams compete for a combined $500,000 in student-athlete scholarships from Capital One. That's how it stands right now on the men's and women's sides. BYU and North Carolina at the moment, top of those standings. We got under 8 minutes to go here in Frisco, Texas. This game will move to Nashville, Tennessee for the next couple of years at least. A great run here in Frisco. Play fake, Miller, and down the middle he completes it to Bryce Lance. That's been the combo for the Bison in this championship game and really all season long.
Well, how about that play call to start the drive? You go hard play action with a pulling guard. Not only do the linebackers step up, also the safety Rylan Ort leaves the middle of the field, and then Bryce Lance does a phenomenal job of winning on the line of scrimmage on a quick little glance route. Great execution by the Bison on first down to start the drive.
So he's over 100 yards now. Another big game for him after the monster performance in the semifinals. Across midfield, 1st and 10. North Dakota State, handoff Brown. And Brown churning his way forward. Nice first down run. to the 41.
You know, and in so many football games, you'd say there's 7 minutes to go in the game. There's probably time for a couple possessions. But the way North Dakota State controlled this football in the first half, they could bleed out this clock.
They could, and that would be their 10th FCS title in the last 14 years. Montana State has had to wait a long time. 1984, 40 years plus. Last time the Bobcats hoisted that trophy. 2nd and 3. Cam Miller, another handoff. Brown, left side, big hole. First down and more. Down to the 25-yard line. 16 yards on the ground.
Well, and this is what a veteran quarterback like Cam Miller can do for you. He's going to get you into the right place. Look at this too-high safety look by Montana State. It's just a 6-man box. So what do? You check to a run and you take advantage of that look. Offensive line does a phenomenal job. Center and left guard on their double team on the inside zone play. It's just great recognition by Cam Miller and getting his team into the right play in the most critical situations in the game.
Pressure on the Bobcats defense to at least force a field goal try at this point. A touchdown would go a long way. That pass completed right side. Another one of those cushion plays where Cam Miller just takes the easy throw to Lance.
Yeah, and this is a run pass option. He has the ability to hand this football off, but as a quarterback, if you see a defensive back playing 10 yards off your wide receiver and in backpedal mode, you're going to take that speed out all day. Great recognition by Miller.
2nd and 5.
At this point in the game, if I'm Montana State, you need to challenge North Dakota State in every single situation. I'm playing press man and making them earn every single yard.
They're playing way off Lance again here, though, on 2nd down. Miller was looking that way. Now Miller gets sacked. Tried to get back to the line of scrimmage. The ball came out at the end of that play, but they say he was down. So it's going to be 3rd down. Kenny Iden, he's put some pressure on the quarterback in the 2nd half.
He really has, and he's really had a phenomenal 2nd half of the year for the Montana State Bobcats. Plays opposite of Brody Grebe. Has 8 sacks and 9.5 TFLs on the year.
Well, maybe the play of the game right here. 3rd and 6. Bryce Lance wide left. Miller.
Play clock running down.
Back in the shotgun. You're right. And North Dakota State has to burn a timeout.
First charge timeout, North Dakota State.
And when you're ahead by 3 and the play's this big,
timeout.
that's a good decision. Use the timeout, get organized. Can't take a penalty there. So the Bison will talk it over. Next NCAA championship, the Indoor Track and Field Championships on March 14 and 15 on ESPN+, March 16 on ESPNU. For more information, visit NCAA.com, home for all 90 NCAA championships. I hope they're as exciting as this game has been. Cam Miller's been brilliant. Tommy Mellott on the other side. One of the differences so far has been the playmaking on the outside of Bryce Lance.
No doubt, and this was really one of the games within the game. Could Montana State slow down Bryce Lance? And so far tonight they have it. 9 receptions, 107 yards, none bigger than what you see right there on 3rd down and 5 to get the Bison back into scoring position. Also has a touchdown on the night. He's made big play after big play all night long.
With his brother Trey on the sideline watching little brother play. 3rd and 6 out of the timeout. Miller looking in that direction, throws, and it's caught. Not by Lance, but the slot receiver, that's Nelson, for a 1st down.
This is great recognition by Miller. He sees the pressure coming off the edge. He gets the football out of his hand. He stays calm, knows exactly where the ball needs to go versus blitz. Montana State is bringing more than North Dakota State can block, and that's what a veteran quarterback like Cam Miller brings to the table.
That keeps that clock moving. Under 4 minutes to go. Now it really is almost do or die for the Bobcats. They cannot give up a touchdown and have a real good chance in this game. Handoff, Brown straight ahead, gets tripped up. Man, he saw that goal line and gets stopped at the 5, but another big hole for Brown.
You know, Flem, you say it's do or die for the Bobcats, but they're still playing a too-high safety defense, which presents great run opportunities for the Bison. If I'm Montana State, I'm bringing a safety down in the box. I'm making it a 7-man box. I'm playing press man across the board and challenging North Dakota State for every single yard.
8th play of the drive. Second and 1. Another carry for Brown. He will get, I think, the first down. Forward progress should make it 1st and goal. And now the head coach of Montana State, Brent Vigen, runs down the line and calls a timeout because that clock is a huge factor in the game. 2:42 to go. A drive that's taken 5 minutes for the Bison.
First charge timeout.
So the first timeout for Montana State in this second half.
You see defensive coordinator Bobby Daly talking to his defense. How do we get a stop here? How do we force North Dakota State into a field goal situation to where our offense can go score a touchdown and kick an extra point to win the game? Can the Bobcats hold up?
That 3rd down conversion so big for a couple different reasons. Number one, here you are, a chance for North Dakota State to punch it in, but that clock now is the big-time enemy of Montana State. And Tommy Mellott talking to Taco Dollar over on the sideline, just hoping to actually have another chance with the game still in the balance. Well, let's see if the Bobcats try to take some kind of chance here on defense.
Bryce Lance at the bottom of your screen.
Marty Brown there with Miller. Brown carries. Brown, touchdown! When we look back on it, maybe a championship drive for North Dakota State. 9 plays, 66 yards, more than 5 minutes, and they finish in the end zone.
That is the exact definition of a championship drive. And Marty Brown punches it in. It's a phenomenal freshman for the Bison. Would not be denied. They're an extra point away from taking a 2-possession lead here late in the 4th.
I mean, so fitting, the legacy of this program, the 9 FCS championships in the last 15 years, and built on power football.
Yeah, and they've been here before.
They have been here.
They've been in this moment. Cam Miller, this is his 3rd start in a national title. He's been battle-tested. This team's been battle-tested. So to put together that drive, the Bison, they've been there before, and that was just business as usual. Now the question is Montana State and Tommy Mellott, are they able to get a quick score, an onside kick?
Yeah, it's got to be really fast now because the Bobcats are down 10 with 2:41 to go. By the way, when we're finished here, we've got Sports Center to follow. Adam Schefter talking about the coaching decision right here in the Dallas area with the Cowboys. Latest on Jalen Hurts' status with the playoffs looming. Trevor Manich on defending Quinn Ewers. Previewing the college football playoff semifinals Thursday and Friday. But not before we're done here. Tommy Mellott getting ready to come back on the field. Cam Miller leads his team down the field into the end zone. Up by 10. Kickoff. And Jones is going to take it to the goal line and bring it out. Adam Jones hits that crease and outside the 25. So Montana State's offense, 2 timeouts, down 10. You got to go. You got to go as fast as possible.
That's right. You're in 2-minute mode right out the get-go. You need 2 scores. But I'll say this, Tommy Mellott, the way he's turned around this game in the second half, he's made some big-time plays through the air. He's hot right now.
So first down, Montana State. Malott throws, and that pass is caught. Big hit, though, at the end of the play, and the ball pops out. Man, Lanyata Alexander had it, and then the ball squirted out, and he's hurt. Ryan Jones, who's played a heck of a game on defense for North Dakota State. From right here in Frisco, Texas, he's the guy who broke that up.
This is an excellent throw into a cover 2 honey hole, and you see the big time hit by Ryan Jones on Alexander.
And what do you think? Ball came out?
Yeah, no, that's definitely an incomplete pass. Good ruling by the officials.
Alexander still down on the sideline. Grant Olson taking the moment to get his defense gathered together, trying to put away this championship game.
Yeah, and you got to think he's saying to his defense, just don't give up the big play. Right? We're up 10 points. Keep everything in front of you. Play smart. Read your keys. Good to see Alexander jogging off the field after that big hit.
Yeah, that would have been a big start to the drive for the Bobcats, who just can't take much time at all here. So now 2nd and 10, 2:29 on the clock. North Dakota State and their fans, they can taste that 10th FCS championship. One of the all-time dynasties. It's already been established at any level of football. Trying to bring home another trophy. Malott is going to scramble. Tommy Malott will get the first down, get out of bounds across the 40 at the 42. Clock shows 2:21, so Montana State's got to get organized here and go, because the clock will now wind, stop momentarily, but now the clock's moving again.
Yeah, that was a really good job of Tommy getting as many yards as he could, getting a fresh set of downs, but this football needs to get snapped in a hurry.
In the pocket, and another scramble coming for Malott. He'll go forward towards midfield, get stopped short, and that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. Well, he's done it over and over in his career. Heroics from Tommy Malott. He might need a miracle now, because Cam Miller and North Dakota State, they have just been brilliant in this title game. 2 minutes to go in Frisco, Texas. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Bonatoni. We have had a superb FCS championship game coming down to the final 2 minutes. North Dakota State, the 2 seed, with a 10-point lead. Montana State at midfield. They got to get points. They got to get them as fast as possible. Looking for their first title since 1984. The odds are very long now for an all-time great for the Bobcats. Tommy Malott and his senior class still have some hope. 2nd and 2 after the 2-minute timeout. 2 timeouts for Montana State remaining. Malott's going to run again, looking downfield and tiptoeing along the sidelines. He does step out of bounds, gets the first down inside the 45.
The windows are really tight right now for Tommy Malott to try to push this football down the field. But North Dakota State, they're consistently playing with a too-high safety defense, cover 2. There are some opportunities to push the ball down the middle of the field. At some point down 10 points, Malott's going to need to take some chances with the ball down the field.
Under 2 minutes, out of bounds, clock stops. So 152. Malott pressured, steps up, trying to square his body, throws it downfield, and it's incomplete. I think he saw somebody downfield and just could not get himself in a position to get the ball.
Yeah, he had an opportunity. You're going to see right down the middle of the field. We've been talking about this look that North Dakota State's been playing. You are going to see some pressure off the edge. It would have been really tough for Tommy to hang in there. But that's one where you might need to let it go just a half a second early and give your wide receiver Ryan King an opportunity to make a play down the field.
Instead, it's 2nd and 10, 1:45 left. Play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. They just get it snapped. Pocket starts to collapse. A dump down across the middle to Jones, the running back. First down, Montana State. Clock stops to set the chains inside the 30, gain of 15.
That's a good recognition by Tommy Mellott, hitting his running back right over the ball. If the middle linebacker is going to bail out in coverage, replace him and take the yardage.
They wind the clock now. Mellott looking toward the end zone. Airs it out. Incomplete. McCullough was there, double covered. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, nowhere to go with the ball there. Great coverage by North Dakota State. Really good job in the secondary. Offensive line gave Tommy Mellott plenty of time to throw the football, just nowhere to go.
1:29. Montana State has the 2 timeouts. It probably goes without saying, but it may be worth saying out loud. It's going to take a touchdown, or you could try to kick a field goal if you're facing a 4th down, because you're going to have to onside kick it. There's no way to get the ball back at this point conventionally. 2nd down and 10. Mellott steps up, throws to nobody. Incomplete.
Yeah, just not on the same page with Taco Dowler. Dowler goes to the corner. I think Mellott thought he was going to go down the middle of the field. I'm Brent Vegan at this point in the game. You got to find a completion here. Like Flem just said, you're down 10 points. You don't want, ideally you want the touchdown, obviously, but a field goal is not bad. So you need to get a guaranteed completion here. Give your guy an opportunity to get a 1st down, but if he doesn't, make the field goal position just a little bit better.
It'd be about a 45-yarder from right here if they decided to kick. They need 2 scores. 3rd down and 10. Mellott pressured immediately. Mellott gets away. Mellott is going to run, trying to get to that 1st down mark, and we'll see. He's out of bounds, and I think he's a good yard short. Clock stops, 1:15 to go. And it looks like Montana State is not going to kick the field goal. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
You know, and I understand what Brent Vegan is thinking here. Hey, it's 4th and 2. This is a situation. Analytics say we should go for it. We can get this. But I'll say this, with 3 points in your back pocket down 10, I'd take the field goal.
You're going to need the onside kick no matter what. 4th down. Got to have it for the Bobcats here. Mellott. Pressure, throws over the top. Dowler caught! Touchdown! Game's not over. What a gutsy call that was, and a perfect pass from Mellott to Taco Dowler.
Gutsy call, perfect execution. When you can get a matchup, when you can get Taco Dowler in man-to-man coverage, he just runs a big box fade from his slot position. Does an excellent job of winning at the line of scrimmage. You see his top-end speed, and Tommy Mellott drops it into the breadbasket. And here we go, Montana State. Just an extra point away from being down a field goal.
At least giving themselves a chance. Now they're looking after the scoring play to make sure he controlled it all the way through. We thought he did. You can't throw it any better than that.
Beautiful throw. Excellent catch. Taco Dowler, when Tommy Mellott has needed a play through the air, he just continues to shine.
Extra point is good. So 1:09 on the clock, 2 timeouts. But the math says you gotta onside kick it and you gotta recover to have a realistic shot.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was a gutsy decision throw, because you could have just taken the 3. Instead, on 4th and 2, you go over the top into the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, what a gutsy decision by Brent Vegan. And listen, that's why he's the head coach and not us. He knew that he had an opportunity to get the football to Taco Dowler in a man-to-man situation, and he just did an excellent job winning on Jalen Crumby. And now Montana State, an onside kick away.
And look, you understand this is the #1 team. They're undefeated. They've hardly been behind all year until tonight. They have not attempted an onside kick all year, not one. So their punter, Brendan Hall, their kickoff specialist, their place kicker last year. I hope he's been practicing it for the Bobcats' sake. Championship might come down to this right here. Onside kick. Here goes Hall. And right as he kicked it and the ball popped in the air, North Dakota State used a timeout.
30-second timeout.
Little gamesmanship, wanting to see how Montana State was going to attack this onside kick, what formation they were in.
I mean, one thing it does for Hall, the kicker, is it gave him a little practice. You haven't done one all year.
Absolutely. So smart to run up there and kick it after the whistles blew.
Now, these two teams, another classic. Last year they met in the playoffs in overtime. North Dakota State prevailed. It's been the one hump that Montana State has not been able to climb over. This Bison program that has dominated for a decade plus. 1 minute, 9 seconds away from their 10th FCS championship. And if you recover an onside kick, you're going to get it. Here we go again with Brendan Hall. Onside kick on the way. Pops in the air, and it was loose. I think it's Bryce Lance. Now there's a penalty flag on the play. Bryce Lance is the guy who came away with it. Man, for a second there, it really looked like the Bobcats had a great chance to recover.
I think the ball might have just grazed a Bobcat before the ball went 10 yards.
And that could be the penalty flag. Yeah, we'll see. That was a well-executed onside kick. They had an opportunity.
I was going to say that was a really great effort considering that was the first onside kick of the season.
The result of the play is a recovery by North Dakota State. After the play, personal foul, receiving team, number 44, 15-yard penalty. It's first down.
So they didn't call an illegal touching, but they did call a personal foul penalty. Now 2 timeouts, 1:06, which does mean you can't quite just finish the game automatically here. Bobcats use that timeout. It's been such a clean game overall, and it gives some credit to the officials from the Coastal CAA officiating crew. They've done a good job on a championship stage. Matt Overton, the referee, and his bunch. Now Bryce Lance did come away with it. Now the Bison will line up from back in their own territory. Miller keeps it, gets tackled immediately short of the 40-yard line, and there's your first of 2 timeouts. So look, you play this out. If you get a stop and force a punt, in theory you can get it back with maybe 10 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I've been doing the math over here. It's right around 10 seconds, just depending on how long these run plays play out for North Dakota State. And that's really something that you got to keep an eye on. You know, do they try to maybe run off tackle to try to burn a little bit more time? Can they get to a situation where they can potentially hold on to the ball? But that's right, Flem. If Montana State's able to get the ball carrier down quickly, they could get a shot at getting the ball back.
One thing about that penalty, which felt like a play that didn't matter all that much, but if you retreat here and try to burn clock, you do run a risk of if you have to punt, even with not much time left at all, maybe you give the Bobcats an actual opportunity. We'll see. Second down, 1 timeout still to go. Miller is going to run it, trying to protect that ball. Bobcats trying to rip it out, but he keeps control. And the final timeout for Montana State with 56 seconds on the clock.
Final charge timeout for Montana State. 30-second timeout.
So now no timeouts left. That play took 7 seconds total. Trophy ceremony, by the way, is going to follow on ESPN Plus. So we'll carry the trophy ceremony over on ESPN Plus. It's not easy to hoist one of those trophies. Having a fight to the very end. The two best teams, the matchup that so many people wanted to see. And we've had a classic game. Most FCS championships all time. And you have some other dynasties, some great App State teams when they were an FCS program. Georgia Southern, Youngstown State.
Yeah, but when you look at North Dakota State, you have to remember the first one came in 2011.
Yeah.
Right? That's what makes this dynasty so impressive for the Bison.
They've won 17 all-time national championships at all levels as a program. This would be their 18th. No timeouts left. Miller hands it off. Brown is going to get tackled at the 45. They still haven't blown the whistle. Now they do. So the play clock and the game clock about 10 seconds apart, just about. So Montana State, I mean, they are, unless North Dakota State takes a real risk and tries to run backwards and burn all the clock off.
Yeah, and I would say, and I love where your head's at, Flem. Maybe with 6 seconds, maybe 7, you would consider running around, throwing the ball up, trying to burn some clock. You throw it out of bounds. But with this, now you have to execute a punt situation, and you know it's going to be an all-out block for Montana State.
I mean, I guess you could, you're up 3. In theory, you could go take a safety. You could run all the way back there, make them chase you, wait and wait and wait as long as you could.
Final charge time.
I'm guessing they'll play it conventionally. So there's the timeout. 10 seconds to go. Nobody has a timeout left. And Tommy Mellott hoping to have maybe one final throw in his Bobcats career. I mean, the coaches stay up at night talking through, thinking through these circumstances. Like, are we willing to?
Oh, I promise you, Tim Polasek and his entire staff, they've talked through these situations borderline nightly, going all the way back to fall camp in August. I guarantee you there was an end-of-game situation meeting last night. They have a plan for this moment. Now the question is, can the Bison execute?
You just sort of, I'm assuming they're just going to punt the ball. There's no return man back for the Bobcats. None. They're going to run up to the line, and Montana State is not jumping off sides, so play clock went down to 0. They'll take the penalty.
Delay of game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. It's 4th out.
I guess they were just seeing, well, maybe they'll just give it to us and end the game right there.
And that's the theory. But if that's the case, you better do a little hard count there to try to get the Bobcats to jump off sides.
Still no return man. So now they will snap it and punt it quickly. And this is going to take most of these seconds off the clock. The ball's laying on the turf. Down to 1, down to 0. Game over. And the North Dakota State dynasty stampedes forward their 10th FCS championship. And the brilliant career of Tommy Mellott comes to an end. The incredible career of Cam Miller ends with another national title for North Dakota State and their incredible football program.
And look at the football team all running over to the band right now. Big national champions banner. The celebration begins for the North Dakota State Bison.
We knew it was not going to be easy for Montana State to break through and win that first title in 40 years. North Dakota State, such a proud outfit, and they did lose 2 games this year, but they were a championship-worthy team. And they celebrate now on the field. Let's go down to Stormy.
Coach, that was about as hard-fought a game as you can get. What did it take for your team to withstand Montana State's second-half surge?
I think that the Missouri Valley Conference challenging us all year, and we've been tested and we've been in those moments. And it took a bunch of togetherness and toughness to close that game out.
You were glowing talking about your quarterback, Cam Miller. You said he is gritty, he can find yards. How did he do that time in and time out for you today?
Honestly, just rules and principles, progression and process oriented, and then some big time playmaking by some receivers. He was extremely accurate today. You know, he's played that kind of football all year in big moments, and we played 7 opponents that had winning records, and that's what he's done all year.
As a program, this is what you guys live for. This is what it's all about. For you, first time as a head coach, what does it mean to do it this way with this group?
Well, I think doing it with this group, pretty awesome. They all stayed. They could easily, in today's day and age, I said it last week, but we're running a football program with guys that just buy into each other. And when you do that, you know, you got a chance to reach your full potential. And so I'm so happy for our staff. I'm so happy for the city of Fargo and the region of the Red River Valley region. I want to go celebrate with my guys.
Go do it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stormy. Coach Polasek. And you can hear the emotion in his voice, the pride in this program. And I'm glad he shouted out because Cam Miller was awesome, but it was a total team effort for the 10th FCS championship for North Dakota State.
Yeah, that's right. And it really took all 3 phases for the Bison tonight. And we talked about Cam Miller a lot, and rightfully so. But think about Bryce Lance stepping up in the game's biggest moments. Think about this North Dakota State defense. And even when Montana State charged back in the second half, the Bison just would not be denied.
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of for the Bobcats. It's tough to take down the Bison. Another national title for this incredible program. Remember, you can catch the trophy presentation over on the app. Those Bison are going to be very happy up on that podium. Final score, 35-32. What a championship game for Brock Osweiler. For Stormy Bonatoni, for our whole crew, I'm Dave Fleming from Frisco, Texas. Bison champions again. Let's get you over to Sports Center. All right, welcome to our trophy ceremony here in Frisco, Texas. The NCAA FCS championship game is over, and we had a classic. 35-32, the final score, the 10th FCS title for this proud North Dakota State program. What a championship game here tonight. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler back with you here, and thanks for sticking with us for the trophy ceremony. We'll get that underway in a moment. It's everything we hope for in this game, wasn't it?
Everything and then some. I mean, what a game. What else could you ask for? Number 1, number 2, coming down to an onside kick. I mean, it was just a phenomenal game, but you have to give so much credit to North Dakota State and really how they started the football game. From the very first play of the game, they controlled the line of scrimmage. Cam Miller was in sync from the quarterback position all night, and they got that 21-3 lead at halftime, and that was the buffer they needed because Montana State, they came roaring back in the third quarter, and you got to give a lot of credit for them for not quitting, hanging in there, and fighting for the entire football game. But North Dakota State and their experience behind Cam Miller, they just wouldn't be denied.
Yeah, and the sequence at the end of the first half loomed large on this game because the Bobcats roared back, you're right, in the third quarter. And look, we don't root. We're glad to get a great game, but you almost were watching this game play out and thinking you hated for one side to lose because both teams were championship worthy.
Well, that's so right. And the storylines around the team, Brent Vigen playing for North Dakota State, coaching there, 3 national titles as an assistant. Then you talk about the career of Tommy Mellott, the quarterback for Montana State, and what he means to that Bobcats football program and everything he's accomplished. But then you have Cam Miller and the Bison on the other side. So you hate to see anyone lose this football game. They both these teams fought so hard. They left it all out there on the field. But tonight, the dynasty continues for North Dakota State.
And look, those comments we're going to hear from Tim Polasek again here in a moment. But at the end of our game broadcast, Stormy caught up with the winning coach. And right away, he went to what he told us, which is we got battle tested all year long. We were ready for the highest level of competition. And I think it's not an arrogance. I don't want to use a word that has a negative connotation, but there is a confidence that when you go through that Missouri Valley Conference and all the good teams that are there, you're ready for the final stage.
No doubt about it. And Coach Polasek's right. I mean, think about it. You play South Dakota State twice this year. You play South Dakota. You go on the road week 1 of the college football season and play in an extremely hostile environment in Boulder, Colorado, and you take a great Colorado team that has the Heisman Trophy on their Heisman Trophy winner on their team, and you take them to the wire. So they were certainly battle tested and ready for tonight.
There's the head coach, finally made his way to the trophy. Stormy's somewhere down there in the middle of all that. We're getting ready to start the ceremony. You can sort of hear what's going on down there. Stormy's getting into position. All right, she may not even be able to hear us, but we'll try to go down to Stormy. You can get it started, Stormy.
All right, everybody, welcome fans to the 2024 Division I FCS Football Championship Trophy presentation. I first want to thank and congratulate both North Dakota State and Montana State on a pair of unbelievable seasons to get to this point. But I think we should give a little extra round of applause to your champions, the North Dakota State Bison. We got some hardware we have to hand out over here. Joining me on stage is Vice Chair of the NCAA Division I Football Championship Committee, Mark Wharton, with our Most Outstanding Player trophy, first and foremost, that goes to, you guessed it, Cam Miller. Coach talked about how battle-tested this group is and how built for the moment you all were to win this championship. How gratifying is it to see all of that come to fruition on this stage?
We've just spent so much time in the offseason during the season. You know, we battled adversity, and this team just continues to fight. And, you know, they show up every day with their hard hat. And, man, this is Bison pride right here. And God is so good. Thank you, guys.
Championship here your freshman year, to bookend your career in this way and finish your final game with a national title. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot. I want to leave this place better than when I found it, and I found it with the national championship, and we're going to leave it with the national championship.
Let's give it up for Cam Miller. I know you are a team guy, though, and this is what you all have been waiting for, correct? All right, Mark, here you go.
Coach, players, North Dakota State University Bison, you're the national champions.
To accomplish all of this, but looking out here in the crowd, how special is this moment?
I absolutely love this football team. You know, the fact that all these guys, these seniors, I know the coach gets a lot of credit, but everybody needs to know these seniors drove this engine starting last year. I love Bison Nation. Jill and I are so happy to be back here, and I'm so excited about these seniors leaving the program, because they're going to just dominate the world.
What did it take for this team to withstand that surge from Montana State in the second half and show what Bison football is all about?
Well, all year long, we've been dealing with adversity, change, and we were tested this year. You know, we played 8 opponents with a winning record. And I believed in that going into this game. I thought it'd be the difference. And never count out the heart of a Bison. Bison pride's for real, and we're back, baby.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you all so much for joining us for what was an unbelievable game. Let's give it up one more time for your 2024 National Champions, the North Dakota State Bison. Let's go.
Everybody all around now just turns into pure celebration. What a cool thing.
Fireworks going, confetti flying. This is what it's all about. This is why you put in all the work and all the hard hours. And you just have to tip your cap to both these teams. Montana State, what an effort there in the second half to make it close, but these Bison, wow, they brought it tonight and they put on a performance.
You saw a couple of them trying to count the championships. It takes a lot of fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them now with another FCS title and one of the great championship games in a long while. 35-32 the final. The championship celebration is on in Fargo as the Bison get it done.